month when you bring your phone.
Really? Only $20 a month for one line? And I get to keep my phone? Wow.
Yep, that's 50% off the base 5G unlimited plan.
Visit your nearest Total Wireless store today. Restrictions apply. Compatible device required. Available exclusively online and in Total Wireless retail stores.
Thank you for making Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando one of the premier luxury dealerships in Central Florida. We are the official dealer of luxury, providing the ultimate VIP experience at a price you can afford. Call Monica Ventura at 689-319-7680. That's 689-319-7680. We guarantee you will be treated like VIP and nothing less. Across from the mall at Millennia.
Start the new year off right by upgrading your old windows and doors with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. One reason is longevity. Unlike traditional vinyl, Fibrex doesn't warp, crack, or degrade over time, meaning your windows and doors will last longer without the need for frequent replacements. And they're customizable. Choose from a variety of styles and finishes to match your home's aesthetic, with each product custom built to fit your home's exact specifications. Here's what Tiana had to say about her experience with Renewal by Andersen. I am beyond impressed with the work done by Renewal by Andersen. The quality of their products and the expertise of their team truly exceeded our expectations. I highly recommend Renewal by Andersen to anyone looking for high-quality doors and windows. Thank you for transforming our home. For January, Renewal by Andersen is offering save 20% on your entire project, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Ooh, should we get an app?
Appetizer? Nah, not for me. Trying to save some money, you know?
You know what you need? The Upside app. Gives you cash back on essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. You could earn up to $10 on every restaurant meal.
Upside? What's the catch?
No catch. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back at places like Popeyes, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut.
Okay, now that's the app I'm getting.
Download the Upside app and get a 10% bonus on your first restaurant purchase. Offers vary by user and location. Go to Upside.com for terms and conditions.
Gimme the VIN is also the best place to sell your classic or collectible. Whether it's one car or an entire collection, they want your muscle car. They want your hot rod. They want that old square body pickup, and they love buying resto mods. Go to gmtvcc.com. That's Gimme the VIN Classics and Collectibles to sell your classic or collectible car or truck and avoid the seller's commissions, the tire kickers, and lowballers that are hanging out on the internet. GimmeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction, returns to Kissimmee, January 7th to the 19th at Osceola Heritage Park. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Mecum experience with 4,500 vehicles up for auction. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. Bring home your dream car. Register to bid and buy spectator tickets now at Mecum.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and Seeley.
It is Thursday, January 9th, to 2025. Lots to get to today, from who started the fire to Hollywood rages at the very politicians they elected, and all the presidents gather for Jimmy Carter's funeral, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Sabrina is out. Hello, C-Lane.
Hello.
Josh is with us.
Happy New Year.
And hello to you. You can join us on the show. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Thursday?
Good.
Yeah.
I was just telling Josh, it felt like a really long week.
Oh my God, you are so lazy. It's unbelievable. It is just unbelievable.
Buddy, watch what you say, because this is going to come back at you.
How? Go.
I'm rubber and you're glue.
Let's see.
It's felt like a really long week because you were too lazy to do secret shows last week. So it just felt so long since the three of us have been together that it's like an eternity.
I wasn't too lazy to do secret shows. It's the art of the tease. You guys to let people, I want a little more secret shows. No. You know, and you wait. You wait until they go, oh, yeah, I want some more. Then, bam, they hit them right in the face with it. You can't be too predictable, for God's sake. Okay, I have decided that watching all of this coverage of the fires in Los Angeles, that I want to ask two questions. One, do you care? Right?
Yeah.
So, honest question. Like, there's a lot of you listening that aren't anywhere near California right now, and then you see endless coverage of all these celebrities' houses burning up, and celebrities on television going, my 14th house is burned to the ground, and you got to deal with that endlessly. So I want to know, do you care? Do you actually care about the fires in Los Angeles? Hit us up with a dispatch or an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. All right, that is my big question for you today.
I had like an angle this morning as I was flipping through Instagram on this, where a celebrity was posting about having to evacuate. And it wasn't how, my 15th mansion or whatever. I haven't really seen a lot of that. I've heard the news, start listing whose places have gone up in flames. But it is somebody that is pretty famous, but I don't know that she's like filthy rich by any means. But she said, what do I grab when they said, you got to get out of here immediately because you're probably going to lose all your stuff. And it was it's something that everybody has thought about, or at least played this little hypothetical game. Like in this situation, if you could be on an island with 10 things, if your house was burning down in 10 minutes, what are you going to grab? Stuff like that. And celebrities have cooler stuff. I'm sorry. It's interesting. Whitney Cummings has a framed 2-page handwritten set of notes that Rodney Dangerfield used. That was his notes for an appearance on The Tonight Show.
Really?
And I was like,
okay,
that is pretty ridiculous. And there was also a lot of sentimental stuff, but I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Whitney Cummings is an outlier. Here is my case, okay? I say to you that most people are really stupid and don't know what to get in case of an emergency. I saw a video yesterday, guy in the Hollywood Hills. The house behind him and the house next to him are on fire. His house has started to catch on fire. The video shows this man repeatedly running into the front door of his house, running back out and putting stuff in a pile on his front lawn. Have you guys seen this video, either one of you?
No.
All right. So he runs in, he grabs something, and he puts it out. And his house is on fire. So these things must be the most interesting things, the most important things to this person. And he goes back in, braves the flames, grabs something else, and puts it on the pile. And I said, wow, that's quite interesting. Let me look at the pile. This guy brought a flat screen TV out of his house that was on fire in the Hollywood Hills.
Does this guy know nothing about insurance?
Amazon sells these TVs for $180 now or something. You have gone into your house in flames and you have brought out a flat screen television. That's not the thing. That's not the thing to get out of these houses. And I also, yesterday looking into this, I think one of the stories I saw said the average house destroyed is about $4 million. I said, holy cow, $4 million. This really is the epitome of the rich burning to the ground here in Los Angeles, where all of these people in these insanely expensive houses are now wondering what to do next because the inevitable occurred.
How
Their
is
house
it
burned to the ground?
How is it that the areas in LA that are most susceptible to a fire, if something like a severe wind event happens and they're just littered with $1 million houses, and Florida's the one with insurance nightmares?
Yeah, they have nightmares too. Because in California, there's a bunch of people crying and they go, our insurance companies just dropped us. Yes, it's time, California. It's time, Los Angeles, for you to look at the people you elected into office. It's time for you to look at the people that you voted into office who told the insurance companies you can't raise premiums anymore, even though this whole place is a tinderbox. So the insurance companies said we can't raise premiums anymore. We're dropping coverage. And there are a whole bunch of people who have zero coverage right now.
Ooh, not a good time.
And their houses are burning to the ground. $4 million gone. See you later. Good luck rebuilding the whole thing. This is going to be an inflection point, I think, for Los Angeles, for California. And that's why I ask a couple of questions today. Number one, do you care? Do you care, or is this to you a bunch of celebrities who built their houses in a problematic place that was eventually going to catch on fire, and they're all millionaires and you don't really care? It's too far away and you don't really care. Or is it important to you in some way? I really want to get the pulse of that. I want to figure out what you're thinking, and I want you to let us know. So go over to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch. We'll play those throughout the show today. The other thing is, I came to the realization we have our own problems. Every corner of the globe, right? You live in the Northeast or the Midwest, you got those big snowstorms that hit you. And when those snowstorms hit, they're relentless. They will bury you, and they'll hit you with all sorts of stuff, even seasonal depressive disorder. It's a real thing, folks. You got to watch out. And all of these things are based on where you're at regionally. If you're on the West Coast, you have wildfires, you have earthquakes. If you're in the Southeast, you have hurricanes. You have stuff, no matter where you are at on this planet, that is coming to get you all the time. Tsunamis, all of them, right? The worst is wildfires. And here's why I'll tell you that. In the state of Florida, if you're living where I live, if you're in the state of Florida, it's never going to be the case that your brain-dead neighbor can make a hurricane hit the state.
True.
Right?
Sure, though.
Never going to be the case that moron down the street that somehow is able to live in the same neighborhood as you, even though he's functionally just barely existing.
I don't know. There's a handful of people that would argue that if Kamala Harris was my neighbor, brain dead neighbor, she could make some hurricanes.
Other than the exclusion of Kamala Harris, of course. Your neighbor cannot bring a hurricane on you. However, in this case in California, the main fire that has now caused $48 billion worth of damage, with a B, $48 billion worth of damage, started because some idiot had too much overgrowth in their backyard. They did not clear it out. There was a couple of sparks that flew off of something. It lit a tiny little fire in these people's backyard. That fire caught fire to more things. All of those sparks and embers flew out across the hills and dripped down like a waterfall and burned everybody's house down. Wildfires are the worst. They are the worst. Your neighbor can never make it. You can have an earthquake. Your neighbor can never make a snowstorm appear at your house. Your neighbor can never do any of these other things. But your neighbor can cause a wildfire that can burn your house to the ground. And that, to me, makes it the worst of all of these things. You can trace this stuff back, usually, to one idiot or a bunch of dumb politicians who didn't realize that in the city of Los Angeles, you probably should have put all of the power poles underground 50 years ago, a long, long time ago. You should have put these things underground that snap like matchsticks in the high winds. And what happens when that occurs? The power poles hit the ground, the sparks ignite a fire, the fire lights up a lawn, the lawn lights up a house, the house lights up another house, on and on we go. There are actually people and politicians that are responsible for this kind of stuff happening. And that is the thing that stands out to me today. And I think a lot of people in Los Angeles are raging. And I think a lot of people's political opinions are going to start changing in Los Angeles, a place where you never would have thought that would happen. I agree with a rant that Adam Carolla, who is in a hotel trying to do his podcast because his studio has no power and his house is an evacuation zone. And he says all of these people are going to try to rebuild. And they're going to have to go through the process of getting permits. And they're going to understand that the government sucks. Because when you don't interact with it, you don't realize it. But then when you do, you go, my God, what a cluster F this whole thing is. This whole thing is a mess. All of these people are going to get red-pilled because they're realizing their politicians have let them down. They're realizing that they're in a situation where their neighbors can cause their houses and their livelihoods to burn down, and all of it sucks. And here are the people who are in charge. So let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse, and let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. The mayor of Los Angeles is finally back. She was in Africa when things started to burn. And here's her press conference, says she returns to Los Angeles.
Right now, if you need help, emergency information, resources, and shelter is available. All of this can be found at URL.
Okay.
Los Angeles.
Oh, no. No.
I'm sorry, what now? Where can I find this information? I'm a little curious here. All of it can be found where?
Right now, if you need help, emergency information, resources, and shelter is available. All of this can be found at URL.
All right. Just go on my browser here and type in URL. Nah, nothing. Nah, it's coming back.
There it is.
Uniform Resource Locator.
Well, they are looking for resources.
That's good. I'm in the
from people in uniforms.
She's right. I'm on the right track. Where do I go from here?
Do you think it's worse to... I mean, I have a feeling that she didn't realize that she was just reading and kind of in the zone and didn't realize she just said URL and kept going. But do you think if you realize, like, hey, that doesn't sound right, is it worse to just keep going or to look up and go, anybody have that URL?
I would.
I think that would be better, because then the information gets out there.
She's jet lagged, probably.
From the big Africa trip, correct.
She just got back from Africa. She went on some government plane to get her back because people were making fun of her and people are attacking her for not being there. And it's never a good look. It's like Ted Cruz when, what was it? Was Texas freezing or burning when Ted Cruz went to Cancun? They were freezing over there and the power is out and the old Cancun Cruz was off dropping his daughter off in Mexico, as one does.
Right.
And everybody goes, well, there's an emergency here and you're not here. The mayor of Los Angeles is, I don't know why, in Africa. And so, I don't know. I really think
she's allowed to go on vacation, but...
Well, I mean, when you're on vacation and your city starts to burn to the ground, time to end it. Time to get back as fast as you possibly can. We're a couple days into this now, and she just got back yesterday, and she's getting roasted online. Just roasted. I don't know how real all this is, but
shut up. Don't say anything.
What?
No roasted jokes.
Okay, quick break. When we come back, we have so much to get into on a very busy Thursday. I really want to hear from you. Do you care or do you not care about the Los Angeles fires? Because a lot of people are thinking, celebrities, wow, your $4 million house is burning down. A lot of people are like, that's not in my backyard. I don't care. I got my own problems. I know I got my own problems. Boys, I'm losing it over here.
What happened, man? There's something new. Is 2025 going to be your bad year?
2025 may be the year that I have to show up at like local hearings and become the guy who comes up to the microphone and starts complaining about something happening in his neighborhood.
Gosh, is Shawntopia sinking?
Shawntopia is on fire, C-Lane. It's worse than Los Angeles.
Read the country right now, man. You can't say that.
I can't read them yet. I'm waiting for the dispatches to tell me whether they care or not. If they care, I'll adjust course, and I'll get more on this. Okay, a lot of stuff that's happening here. We're gonna we'll touch on all of this as we go along today. Space Nuts on YouTube says Sean's hate for California and the libtards is gross. I have family there. Effing douchebag. I didn't say I didn't care about these people. I'm asking you if you care about these people. Yesterday, I said, even though a lot of these people are rich, it still sucks to see somebody's house burned down. I care a little less on account of it's not like Memphis or, Macon, Georgia, where the folks don't have any money to rebuild. But I think it's an inflection point more so than anything. I think a lot of people are going, this sucks. We don't have to do this way.
But I mean, I think the point you made yesterday was that, like, can we not just focus on the rich people that are losing their stuff? Because there's a lot of LA that are just people working paycheck to paycheck, not even like job to job, because they're just trying to make it out there, and it's a very expensive place to do so. And if those people are losing all their stuff, that is horrifying.
That's where I was at yesterday, but I wonder now, and I asked this honestly, has a single poor person lost their house? Has a single person with like a house that's not $4 million lost their house? Not that it, is a huge impact on how you should feel about this, but the areas, the Palisades, Josh, can you Google this for me? Average house costs Palisades in California. I don't even know that there are poor people. I think they may have worked them out. I think they may have said, we know how to solve the poor people problem. Here's how we do it.
One bedroom was average $830,000 in December of 23.
For a one bedroom?
Yeah.
Holy hell. All right, we're going to take all of this in, and we are going to hear from you. I hope you don't think I'm heartless. I'm not really trying to be. I'm just trying to be realistic about this, as I always am. Sea Witch says, I don't think politics have anything to do with the brush fire that is spreading due to Santa Ana winds. Well, that's because you don't know what you're talking about, as per usual. The reason why these fires tend to start is because of underbrush that is not maintained, whether it be on personal property or on public property. And that's the starting point of the fire. The Santa Ana winds are no surprise. And these winds in particular that they're facing now are no surprise. They knew that they were going to happen. They know that they happen cyclically. They know what to expect when they do happen. The problem is the place is a tinderbox, and they don't dedicate enough of their resources, even though they have plenty, to clear out the undergrowth. They don't dedicate enough of their resources. In fact, they cut them in terms of funding for the fire department. They cut $18 million out of their budget in the last year to give it to illegal immigrants and homeless people in the city of Los Angeles. They are misallocating their resources and improperly responding to what is obviously a very big problem. The reason why they can do this is because it doesn't happen every year. And so it's easy for you to go, well, we're fine now. Everything's okay. We're good to go. The problem does not persist. And less people care when the celebrities go on TV and cry. For instance, James Woods, the actor, who you know from...
Piece of Candy. Family Guy.
Family Guy?
That's all I know. Casino.
Casino he was in?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh,
James Woods.
Too long of a movie.
People are celebrating James Woods in his house burning down because he's like a MAGA guy, and he was on CNN.
Gross.
They said he was crying about his house. Let's see.
I'm 77 years old, man. I can't walk up these hills. It's like Mount Everest here. It's like, pretty steep. So, it's just you. I posted this on X, but Sarah was on with her 8-year-old niece last night. And she came out. I'm sorry. Just, one day you're swimming in the pool and the next day it's all gone. But she came out with her little Yeti piggy bank.
Whoa, there's
for
a
us
Yeti
to rebuild our
piggy bank?
house.
He's crying for real here, this guy. And everybody who sees this has one of two reactions. Damn, that sucks. It really is tough to lose all your stuff. Damn, that sucks. It's a real human moment to go, I had this space in the world and now it's been taken away from me. Or, hey, I actually don't agree with the stuff that you tweet, so get lost and cry more.
Go kick rocks, loser.
Yeah,
so stupid.
I want to see where people are. Let's take the blood pressure of the audience here today and let us know what you are feeling in the wake of all of this. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Send us your first dispatch right now. Those are rolling in hot and heavy so far. And we'll start playing those when we return. Also, we got to talk about people are very mad at the weather folks. I never understand this. I think this is a very weird thing. But I'll explain what's happening and why they're raging at weather people in the United States of America right now. You're probably not going to believe this, but it is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Sure, you could use it to work out.
Are you ready to work together to create a healthier life?
Or you could just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
There's a serious accident where Alafia Trail meets Manor Avenue. The off-ramp from the beach line eastbound has an accident partially affecting those roadways. Watch out for an accident on State Road 408 eastbound at Orange Blossom Trail. There's an accident where Colonial Drive meets Hiawassee Road. And just travel with caution on the roadways. Move over and slow down if you see police activity. And if you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center on James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
Every day, a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Just text the word radio to 83393.
Listen up. If you have an existing SBA loan that's a small business administration loan with a rate of 9% or more, then you are in luck. All thanks to that mortgage guy, Don. He also does commercial and SBA loans, and that mortgage guy, Don, can refinance your qualified high-interest SBA loan to a low fixed rate of 8.25%. So don't leave money on the table. Let that mortgage guy, Don, help you get the money off the table and back in your business hands where it belongs. You want to buy a business or a franchise? That mortgage guy, Don, has your back and has over 50 sources for your SBA and business loans of all sizes. Get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguydawn.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydawn.com.
How do I, Dad? Here's something I do. I write a letter to my kids every month. Yep, I write a letter and send it to my own house. I'm pen pals with my own kids. I know it sounds silly, but they love it. I don't write anything crazy. Just tell them I love them, ask them questions, whatever. Normal stuff. But when it shows up in the mailbox, I'm super dad.
Write your kids letters or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Celebrate creativity in the classroom with Crayola Creativity Week, starting January 27th. Join celebrities like Matthew McConaughey for hands-on activities, read-alouds, and giveaways. Register for free today at Crayola.com/creativityweek.
Well, did you know that Future Health offers affordable weight loss meds for less than $3 a day? That's right. Hey, it's Sisney from On Air with Ryan Seacrest, and you can discover a new you in the new year. And all you need to do is take a quick 3-minute survey. Go to tryfh.com. Tryfh.com. You can get started right there. And if approved by a clinician, you'll get prescribed and get meds delivered to your door within 24 hours. I mean, you'll be connected with qualified doctors who specialize in GLP-1s. And with Future Health's network of over 6,000 physicians and licensed pharmacies nationwide, you'll feel support every step of the way. So go to tryfh.com. Tryfh.com. That's TRYFH.com. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes at tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
Only Zero Res cleans with their own patented ZR water, which eliminates the need for like harsh soaps, shampoos, or detergents. This effective cleaning process is safe for your kids and your pets, and it leaves zero soapy, sticky, dirt-attracting residue behind. So your carpets dry faster, stay cleaner longer. Visit OrlandoZeroRes.com.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
What's up, everybody? Adnan Burke here to tell you about a new podcast. It's NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here, and after playing 700 NHL games, I got a lot of dirty laundry to air out.
Each week we'll get together to chat about the sport that we love.
But we're not just going to be talking hockey, folks. We're talking movies, we're talking TV, food, and Adnan's favorite, wrestling. It's all on Le Table.
Listen to NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers and start listening.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the news.
We'll get to you in just a moment. You can join the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com, and send us what we call a dispatch, and we'll get to those. I asked the question to start things off. Do you care or do you not care about the wildfires in L.A. wiping out all these rich people and actors' homes and everything in between? Obviously, like schools and, businesses and stuff getting burned down. Yesterday I saw this building that was burned to nothingness, and I said, God, that looks like some historic home or something. It's a very beautiful house. What was this place that was burned down? And I turned on the audio on the news report, and they said, this Starbucks burned to... I was like, oh my God. All right, well, it's different over in LA. But I opened it up and I said, do you care or do you not care? Josh, Sealand, what do you think the reaction has been so far? What do you think people have said to
that? You are an absolute douchebag for even asking, because if you're asking, clearly you don't care.
All right. Okay, Josh, what do you think the reaction has been so far?
I think it's leaning more on the side of care over not care.
Let's see what we got. Tyler emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com. He says, in the wide words of the great Dave Chappelle playing Rick James, buy another one, you rich MFers, he says, of the California fires.
They should have never gave you celebrities money.
That's
thought something.
Just the beginning. Just the beginning. Here's Muff Mouth right here.
What's going down, junkies? Happy New Year. I don't care about the fires.
All right. Simple, right to it. Jazzy Josh.
I don't really feel bad. They don't care about us when we get destroyed by hurricanes, and this is the wake-up call that stupid libtard state needed. And, it's a joke. Their mayor's a joke. I feel bad for the animals. I don't know. It's about it.
This goes on and on and on. A lot of this reaction where people say they don't care. And I see a lot of people saying, if another place gets hit by, like let's say Florida gets hit by a hurricane, they don't care. And I asked another question there. Is that true? If we get hit by a hurricane,
everybody cared about me.
I didn't think people were going, oh, yawn.
I think
You
it
got hit
depends
by-
on severity.
All right. So if there's like a New Orleans Katrina type situation,
Then we
people,
care.
Yeah, then people care, I guess. I didn't know that people were
Except George Bush.
thumbing their noses at us when there was a hurricane. I thought they might have taken it seriously. I do happen to care about property. If somebody has a house and this is a thing that they care about and it burns to the ground, that sucks.
Yeah, but our property is, almost made for hurricanes now. I think the people did care a lot when North Carolina was flooded because they hadn't had an event like that in quite some time, I believe, right?
True.
So you're saying they had all of that time to fireproof their houses in Los Angeles and nobody did anything
that was
about
you.
it?
That's what you said.
I can't believe it. My God. A lot of people saying that. Like, I don't care, and they don't care about us when something bad happens, so why should we care about them? Many people seem to be saying that. We'll get to more of your reaction here in just a moment.
Just seems so glim.
Yeah. The way I see it is one thing. Glim? It seems glim. No, it's
Gloom? I was mixing grim and gloom.
He tends to do this on the show.
I am a wordsmith. I am an inventor of words.
That's an idea.
He does it with such confidence, such absolute confidence that sometimes I don't even notice. I go, Glim's a thing. Yeah, people are being super glim about this.
Glim as hell, bro.
I'm on board with what Sela is saying right now. So somebody else disagrees. This one might as well work in. Infinity says, I'm torn here because it seems petty and small to not care that these people lost their homes, regardless of whether or not many of them were millionaires, because there are certain things no amount of money could ever replace. Nostalgic mementos, family pictures you never digitize. I'll stop here. I'm such a weirdo outlier. If my house burned to the ground, I would be so upset and so pissed off. And the amount of my anger that would be placed at the fact that I lost photographs would be 0%. I do not care. I would
You'd have to have them first.
I do have them now, Josh. All of my parents are dead.
In physical form, printed out?
Yes. Because after my sister passed, unfortunately, she was the holder of the photos, and now I am the holder of the photos. And so I got a big plastic tub of all of these historic family photographs. And as I looked through them, one thing became clear. The Wasson family sucks at taking photographs. We're god-awful. We take pictures of people in random moments. Don't make any sense. Birthday party, and it's just like somebody, the photo makes no sense. So I don't care about those kind of things, but I understand that other people do. Back to the email. Family pictures never digitized, all of that stuff. So as a human being, of course, I have empathy for their loss. That being said, I feel like they always knew the potential danger and ramifications of living where they do. That comes back to if a hurricane happens, if an earthquake happens, you knew this was coming. You knew where you lived. That's sort of what it is. It's almost like you knew if you wore that short skirt, this would happen. If a wildfire doesn't destroy their home, an inevitable devastating earthquake certainly will. So hopefully these people who can afford to move elsewhere and rebuild will elect to do so after this. Those that aren't so lucky, financially speaking, however, I certainly feel horrible for, that person says. As I said, though, where you go, you're not supposed to be there. There's wildfires. Get out of there. Isn't that true everywhere? There's a thing in all of the places.
Right.
You go up north and you freeze. Well, you should have known. It's cold up there. Don't be in the place where it's cold. You go into the Caribbean, a hurricane hits you. Well, hurricanes hit there. You should have known this was going to happen.
Is there an untouchable place? Is there a place that's just ideal? Not a whole lot.
Shawntopia.
Apparently that one's sinking.
It is, yeah.
Also, I have sort of good news, bad news for me. The good news
Glim
is a word.
Told you.
The bad news, sort of, I guess, it means a candle or lantern.
People are feeling candle or lantern about the fire, so I could see how that makes sense.
Sort of underplaying the whole situation, I guess.
Yeah, let's see if this changes any minds, because I'm trying to get a conversation going on this and make people question why they feel the way they feel. Here's a guy from Pasadena, and he's in his 90s, and his house has burned, and let's just hear his story.
His home right behind me. It's still, parts of it have flames still burning here.
Hey, let me pump this up.
All morning long. He's been here for 60 years, raised his kids in this house. I mean, what are you feeling when you see your house like this now?
What you say?
How do you feel looking at this morning?
You didn't hear her.
I'm going to break down again. That's what I feel. It's my whole life.
Everything was in there. So lost everything.
Oh, you guys are feeling bad now.
To be a support. Anyway.
Okay, very awkward back and forth.
I'll be okay. I'm tough, and we'll start over. Even though I'm 91 years old, I'll start over again.
He says, even though I'm 91 years old, I'll still start over again. Nice. This is an actual person affected by this. Does that change your mind? Does that make you think, well, actually, I feel a little bad. I understand the personal impact this can have. Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Send us your first dispatch right now. Our friend Hollywood Brad sent an email. He would know. He's a guy who is at a spot where, this is all going down. He said, my friend lost his house on Tuesday in the Palisades fire. This is the last video his Nest Cam saw. Those are their cars in the driveway in the video. It's really terrible right now, and that is just one of the many homes that burned. Luckily, I'm safe and haven't had to evacuate yet, says Brad. And he sends over this video, which I'll play. You can hear the flames in this, just if you're listening. This house is... This is from their Nest Cam. Yikes. Fully engulfed. This is the last thing it caught before, obviously, it turned off. Tough, man. Oh, yeah. Now you can see their cars are what's on fire in the driveway.
Man. There's a gas tank on the back of that car.
Yep, and this house is just done for now. So these are some of the more personal things that are happening there. I don't know if that changes anybody's mind.
Do you think technology giving us nice, clear video footage of our stuff just descending into ruins
is brutal,
a better thing for us?
Isn't it brutal? It's like I have this weird thing where when we're away from the house, and Lady is in her room. Lady's got a room. She's got a bed in there and food and all that good stuff. We actually treat her decent, right? We feed her.
It's also a laundry room. Don't act like you've got a dog apartment.
Yeah, it's a dog apartment.
It's like
basically.
a Harry Potter under the stairs.
I've been to a house with a dog apartment. That was a place that I felt like I did not belong in that house.
Don't say that around Lady, please. She'll let her know that there are larger accommodations
They're
out
giving
there.
the rest of you apartments.
What is this crap? So we have a camera in Lady's little space where she stays when we're not here. And when we're not here, sometimes she'll go, think about just looking in and checking in on Lady to see how she's doing. It's our Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. And I'm always a no on that because I think to myself, what if, God forbid...
She's cranking it in there. Yeah.
Not that. What if, God forbid, something was her head stuck somewhere? I don't know. Something is happening.
Isn't that the point of the camera?
Well, now I'm just helplessly watching it from afar, and there's nothing I could really do about it. Like, for instance, last time she did this, we were stuck because of some flight issues in Jacksonville, and her dad had dropped Lady off at the house. So she goes, I'm going to peek in on Lady. And I go, no, we're not even in the same city as the dog. If something bad is happening, now we just watch the inevitable occur there. The proverbial watching the house burn down from the Nest Cam.
If something terrible were happening to Lady and you saw it on the camera and you're stuck in Jacksonville, there's at least a couple people you could call and be like, hey, can you come over to my house and grab my dog?
True.
Not you. Celine would go, no, the ladies' room's too small. I only rescue larger dog rooms.
Lexi doesn't even have a room. She has our room.
The whole world is Lexi's room.
Pretty much.
That's what she's doing.
Yeah, I tried to do the camera thing for her, too. I set up a little blink camera.
Yeah, that's what we got.
So does Lady react when you log into it? Like,
I don't think so, no. The one we have is a couple years old, and it might not be the brand Blink, but it's like that. It's a real small little
it's a little
camera.
Wi-Fi thing. And I got it. I set it up in there, and every time I turned it on, like, it doesn't have a light, but every time I logged into it, Lexi got up from her crate. And I was like, she can hear this damn thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got home, and I put it up to my ear, and I turned it on, and there's ever so slightly, but dogs' ears are super sensitive. They hear everything. There's an ever so slight, and that was enough.
She hears that?
Yep.
What'll be great, though, is when she starts putting on a show. When she's like, nobody knows
the trouble I've seen.
She starts making you feel bad about the whole thing.
Yeah, she would.
People are mad about the weather forecasters. I didn't get into that this segment, but I will get into it in just a matter of minutes. Why are they pissed off, and why is this kind of dumb? We'll dive into it together. That's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, we'll talk about presidential eulogies and daylight savings times. Plus, we'll do the Froggers football forecast. Denny Meyering drops by for Date Night Done Right. Glenn Klausman in for Colbert Court for trivia tickets to see Sarah Silverman or Toto, Men at Work, and Christopher Cross. Plus, your calls, texts, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Broadcasting live from the Cool Today Weather Center at cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Thursday forecast here across Central Florida. And the rest of the day will feature plenty of sunshine, but temperatures will still be on the cool side. We'll be expecting a high today in Orlando of just 55 degrees. But for tomorrow, our Friday will certainly be feeling like a Friday forecast. Temperatures will be back into the upper 60s and low 70s, along with more sunshine on the way before a cold front arrives, bringing with it some scattered showers for our Saturday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Oh, mornings. Some people love them.
Okay, you have everything for your math test. And Mom, you have my lunch.
Some people hate them.
Everybody get in the car. Go, go, go.
We've all got to do them. Good thing Wawa's up and ready for you every morning. With fresh coffee, hot sizzlies, and fast, friendly service to keep your morning moving right along. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
Thank you for making Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando one of the premier luxury dealerships in Central Florida. We are the official dealer of luxury, providing the ultimate VIP experience at a price you can afford. Call Monica Ventura at 689-319-7680. That's 689-319-7680. We guarantee you will be treated like VIP and nothing less. Across from the mall at Millennia.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again. Because more people are listening to the radio on iHeart today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeart Broadcast Radio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, social, any other media. Even twice as many teens than TikTok. Think radio can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, podcasting, and radio. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction, returns to Kissimmee, January 7th to the 19th at Osceola Heritage Park. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Mecum experience with 4,500 vehicles up for auction. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. Bring home your dream car. Register to bid and buy spectator tickets now at Mecum.com.
New year, new you. But wait, you gotta have money skills to crush those new audacious goals you just made. The How to Money podcast is just what you need if you're feeling weighed down by debt
or need some financial advice and inspiration.
That's right. We're best buds, and our show is all about giving you the information you need to succeed. For money advice without the judgment and jargon, listen to How to Money on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search How to Money and start listening.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Need a change this year? Drive into Valvoline Instant Oil Change for an always quick but never rushed quality oil change. No appointment needed. Save $15 off your next oil change at VIOC.com. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They'll get you back on the road in no time.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the new.
Today, man. Jeremy on YouTube says, I'm sympathetic to those dealing with the fires, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. These are the LA fires. There's nothing I could do to affect change in the situation. Worrying about it 2,000 miles away won't help either. One thing that I've seen get the worst response ever was somebody said, we need to start a GoFundMe for the people whose houses burned down. And almost everybody was like, oh, yes, I'm going to give my money to the Hollywood millionaires whose homes have burned to the ground. And that's just the response I keep seeing over and over and over again.
I'm sure there's a lot of Hollywood thousandaires that could use the GoFundMe.
Yeah.
You know?
There's somebody out there
however, it does seem a little odd because you said earlier, what's the toll in dollars so far is in the billions.
Yeah. What is it? $48 billion.
Oh, that's going to be that might be above GoFundMe's terms of service.
It could be. Yeah. It's going to be a real high bar to hit. Nicole says, moral to the story, don't build in the mountains where the average rainfall is 5 to 10 inches and brush gets extremely dry. There's just a lot of people reacting this way. So we'll keep hearing from you. Tipsinthenewsjunkie.com or send us a dispatch. Meanwhile, I see a lot of people, particularly people in the state of Florida, who are mad at the forecasters, the weather forecasters right now. Almost always, when I see somebody get mad at the weather people, the person who's mad is really dumb, just really dumb. Like the person will go, you said there was a 65% chance of rain today, and it didn't rain, you idiot. And, okay. Do you understand how that works? Do you understand what that means? Do you understand that means that for 65% of the viewing area, they're going to see rain? And the idea that you were in the 35%.
No, we argue about this all the time. I thought it was in the conditions that are forecasted for today. Mm-hmm. Historically, it has rained 65% of the time.
Right. Whatever it means. It's that these people look at this stuff and they don't know how to read the forecast, which maybe I don't either.
I feel like that's probably one of the questions that meteorologists answer the most.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does the percent mean?
Now I'm looking it up.
Ask your little AI.
Okay. Don't call it my little AI.
I knew you would say that. I could have written that down and put it in an envelope and sealed it, handed it to Josh.
Why is everything of mine little? Okay? You know what Courtney said after the show yesterday or the day before? After the show, she goes, your little graphics look nice on the stream. And I said, why are they little graphics? She goes, yeah, it's just little on the screen. And I go, we added some graphics to the live stream on YouTube and Twitch, so it would be a better experience, like scoreboards for Fritz on the Street and some other fun stuff. And why are your little graphics? They look good. They look nice on there. Let me see. I'll ask the AI. What does, hang on, this thing can't be broken. What does the percent chance of rain mean? I don't know if that's enough for it to work with, or if it's going to just bark back at me that I've screwed something up here. Sealane says it's in these conditions historically. That's what the percent chance of rain means.
The percent chance of rain, also known as probability of precipitation, represents the likelihood of rainfall in a certain area during a specific time period. For example, a 30% chance means that there is a 30% likelihood of rainfall in that particular area.
Well, that sounds like what I said. All right. And I would like a retraction, please.
You could have a little retraction.
You think I can't see the program feed?
Josh can't. Josh can't, which is very unfortunate right now.
Take this down. Remove this. This is not. This is exactly what. Oh my God! He's taking shots at me with the graphics on the screen. Unbelievable.
Oh, that's fun.
Is it? Yeah. Is it? All right.
Sean worked all holiday break on this system for me to just turn around and use it against him.
I didn't know you could do it that fast. You whipped it up quick.
That's how you designed it.
This says, while the weather has been downright frigid in Florida, for example, it's been a hot topic for people taking to social media to express their distaste for the cold snap. For some, this is from Channel 6. It was this post on Facebook from meteorologist Candace Campos with a graphic of forecasted wind chill temperatures that was shared more than 2,000 times and prompted hundreds of comments. Looks like you screwed up again, one person said. I'm in Orlando, 7 a.m., and it never made it to 35 degrees. It's 42 degrees now. I don't know where that 27 degrees even came from.
That's another thing that's like you're complaining that the extreme thing that would probably make you very uncomfortable didn't happen. What's wrong? You brought an extra coat?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, did they weigh your car on the way into the parking lot and charge you extra for the coat you brought? I'm sorry that it didn't get to 27, you idiot.
When they were within like 5 degrees of the temperature that they predicted, I'm impressed. I think it's pretty darn good.
But when we were preparing for the bike drive, the forecast was like, you are going to freeze your asses off.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, very glim.
As glim as it gets.
We were going to need some glim. But no, the forecast was that, hey, it's going to be down in the maybe, what was it, 30s maybe? I don't know.
Around there.
But we brought hand warmers, all kinds of jackets. We're bundling up. And then it ended up being pretty warm. I didn't go, meteorologists, line up so I could give you your lashings.
Yeah, you're just fear-mongering out there. All you're trying to do is whip us up into a frenzy. Mostly these people do a decent job at their job, and they're very, very useful individuals, and they can predict all sorts of things, even the damn wildfires. They said we're going to have real strong winds. It's going to lead to some wildfires. Here we go.
I could understand if you're mad that they said it was going to be sunny all day, and then your beach day got ruined because it started raining. That's something to be pissed about. But you're like, whoa, it didn't get down to 27. Who gave you a job?
People just like to yell at others. That's just what it boils down to, I think. Nathan emails and says, my sister is no millionaire. She's in Los Angeles. She lives in the Hollywood Hills. She and her husband live in a condo she bought 30 years ago. If her condo goes, she is effed. Please understand, not everyone affected in these fires are millionaires. Well, as I said earlier, there's a lot of businesses that are impacted. A lot of businesses are burned down already. The majority of the houses are very expensive houses, but there's people that are caught up in the middle of this that aren't as rich. And I don't know, it's a strange place that we're at now. I've said this on the show so many times, and I said Americans don't care about murder, but it's beyond that, really, because Americans care about any long list of things unless. There's always an unless afterwards. It's like Americans care about somebody getting their house burned down. If I paint the perfect story, I say this poor family struggling to get by, hardworking Americans with 3 jobs, their house burned to the ground. You're like, damn, that sucks. And if I say this person who is living in a $40 million house and has a staff of 17 illegal immigrants that they pay lower than minimum wage to keep their grass as green as possible, you go, their house burned to the ground? I don't care nearly as much about that. Maybe not even at all. So we'll continue to take your feedback, see what you have to say. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Okay, we'll talk about Jamie Lee Curtis. She's in the news today. I happen to like Jamie Lee Curtis. She seems like a really nice lady. I don't know why. I've heard stories about her. You know, when you hear enough good stories.
She really beat all those schoolyard rumors, you know?
Oh, there were rumors about her.
Yeah, she had like a Richard Gere style thing.
Yeah, they said she was a hermaphrodite. Yeah, but she wasn't. No, and now
Sean
she is
checked.
She is coming out with some comments about what's been happening in California with these wildfires. So we'll hit on that. We'll get on a bunch of your comments. We'll get on something Adam Sandler just said that I thought was of note, and a whole lot more coming up next on the News Junkie.
Our Grand in Your Hand contest starts this Monday and is brought to you by Mills Air.
All lanes are blocked on I-4 westbound at State Road 429 there. Traffic is passing through the shoulder. There's a serious accident where Alafia Trail meets Manor Avenue. Watch out for an accident on the off-ramp from the Beach Line eastbound to Innovation Way. Traffic is slowing down due to an accident on Colonial Drive at Hiawassee Road. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Gatorland.
Gatorland knows you need more animals, more gators, and more fun. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less. It's $17.50 admission now through the end of January. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
Hey, friends, good news. If you are a homeowner and something happens with your air conditioning or maybe the heating these days is not working like it should, you can make a call to 407-277-1159. And one of the nice people from Mills Air will pick up the phone. A human being will talk to you. Imagine that. And they will schedule very quickly an appointment where one of these Mills Air techs will come out to your house. They are very nice. They are very knowledgeable. They are incredibly professional. They can do things like preventative maintenance, which I suggest every one of you signs up for. It's really, really cheap, and it's such a great deal to have somebody from Mills Air come out maybe twice a year or so and look at your AC from top to bottom to give you a full-on report on how it's doing, replace the filters, clean out the lines, do all of that stuff that you'll forget about as a homeowner. It's great, and it's from Mills Air, and they are a Carrier factory authorized dealer that can get you huge rebates. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Find them online at millsair.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Hey, this is Russ Rollins. You know, Solar Source, they just keep making my life better. Pool heated, taken care of. Battery backup for power outages, that is all covered thanks to Solar Source. And now they're going to install a solar electric system to wipe out my power bill. They're awesome to work with, and it's a great company. Customer service is really awesome with Solar Source. Go to solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters. Call Solar Source today. The future is solar powered.
Ooh, should we get an app?
Appetizer? Nah, not for me. Trying to save some money, you know?
You know what you need? The Upside app. Gives you cash back on essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. You could earn up to $10 on every restaurant meal.
Upside? What's the catch?
No catch. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back at places like Popeyes, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut.
Okay, now that's the app I'm getting.
Download the Upside app and get a 10% bonus on your first restaurant purchase. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
The new year
year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickleyGroup.com.
Yo, it's Angel from the Monsters. You want a big green egg? For the lowest prices anywhere, you got to go to my friends, Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up your big green egg so that you are cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to wassiesmeatmarket.com for your big green egg today.
Need more animals, more gators, and more fun? Y'all need Gatorland.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Stream now on your free iHeartRadio app.
Radio! 104.1.
Now back to the most viral newsroom on planet Earth. This
just threw in the towel, Sealand. Like when you see a story like this every once in a while, I say, I don't know if I could do this anymore. I don't know if I could even tell people about this. I don't know if I could share this story with anybody because it makes me feel so old that I may just run out of the studio.
What happened?
The story that...
Does Hanson have grandkids?
No, it's worse. It's worse than that. There was a story out today. In a way,
Does grandson have grandkids?
In a way, I thought to myself, well, that's good. I'm a proponent for teaching young people a lot of things that they don't necessarily learn in school, that they need to be successful adults.
Same.
Teaching them how to pay their taxes, teaching them how to be on top of their finances, how all the different things in the world work that oftentimes younger people don't really pick up on. A lot of times because their parents suck, and sometimes because they're just disengaged. But
I don't even know that I would throw taxes in there as heavily as I would negotiating. You know, teach them how.
That's a good one.
Teach them how much money is the right amount that you should be making at which times, because that's stuff that I never knew at the right times.
Right, and to build on that, just the whole process of getting and keeping a job, your resumes, interviews. There's been stories about younger people being really bad at interviews, and that's why so many of them are almost unemployable.
My dad never talked about money unless he was telling the cashier that they were a couple cents short on his change. So that was just something instilled in me that it was like a taboo. Hey, we don't really discuss. And then years later, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take that salary, fine.
Right. It's an important skill. All these things are important skills. But here's the one that drives me crazy, that makes me want to run out of the studio right now. There is a new thing that's starting to happen in schools where they say we have to prepare younger people, these younger generations, for the world and the workplace. And we have to set their expectations correctly so that they're going to have successful lives. Good. I'm all on board here. But one of the major problems is a lot of jobs still require quite a bit of conversation over the phone. A lot of jobs that these young folks are getting, you're going to have to do different things that involve you getting on the phone with clients or other people and talking back and forth with other people.
I see where this is going.
And they're saying there's so many young folks with telephobia, which is extreme phone anxiety, that there are colleges where they're now doing classes where they simulate phone conversations back and forth to get you comfortable with this. So, like, Josh would sit down with his plastic phone, and I'd sit there with mine, and I'd go, "How can I help you today?" And we would talk back and forth so that we would relieve ourselves of the anxiety of having a phone conversation.
Don't say doing your wife. Don't say doing your wife. Don't say doing your wife.
Doing your son.
And I go to myself, man, it's both a good thing, and I also can't believe that here we are. This is the result of so many technological advancements in a short period of time. People text message as opposed to making a phone call. And so then when you get on the phone, I've talked to Courtney, my girlfriend of a decade. I've talked to her on the phone maybe 8 times in my life. And when I do call her, I'm like, hello? It's strange because it's just not something that we do. And there's a lot of even younger people who have maybe never done it. All the conversations are done via text. But back in the day, like when I was young and single and trying to get a girlfriend at 15 years old, all of the phone conversations.
That was the last time he was single.
Close to it. I don't know. It's been a long stretch here. But when I was younger, all of the phone conversations you were having with girls would be over. All of the conversations basically you're having would be over the phone. And you just had to get used to that. And now it's just not the case. It makes me feel so unbelievably old. Dan on YouTube says, at the store, some of these people deliberately go to the self-checkout lanes to avoid human contact with the live cashiers. I'm guilty of that. I've done that before. I've done that. But my reasoning for doing it, honestly, is a little different. I don't like when you judge my groceries. I don't like when somebody's making a blah, blah, blah tonight. Oh, looks like somebody's having Mexican pizza tonight. I say that because I'm having Mexican pizza tonight.
All right.
Yeah, that's right. It's a big day in the household.
And you bought all the ingredients to make Mexican pizza.
I have nothing to do with this, but I was informed moments ago that
Nice.
this is happening. Yeah. So I just go along with it. Let's go over to Jamie Lee Curtis, who is dealing with the wildfires.
A couple extras.
She's
Josh
dealing with the
and I'll show up
wildfires. Can't make that happen. Sorry.
It's fine.
In California right now. Jamie Lee Curtis also dealing with other things because speaking of young folks, they just discovered the scene in True Lies with Jamie Lee Curtis this week because I saw that go viral and people were like, wait, this is Jamie Lee Curtis? Oh my, wee wow.
The Activia lady?
This is her? Yeah, that's her. So now she's dealing with these wildfires. She's just posted on Instagram, my family is donating $1 million today to the relief efforts for all the rich folks. We're in contact with Governor Newsom. I hope it just goes to the folks who aren't super rich. We're in contact with Governor Newsom, Mayor Bass, Mayor Bass, and Senator Schiff. And I will post often about where you can send needed resources to reputable agencies, she says. This is Jamie Lee Curtis, who also was on with Jimmy Fallon talking about the fires. Let's hear from her. I've always found her to be a really likable lady.
Yeah.
I've heard stories about where if she's doing a movie, she'll take every person that is part of the movie, and one day during the filming of that movie, she'll take them out to lunch. So, like, every single person that's working on the movie gets one day with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, wait, individually? That's cool.
Yeah. She'll go like, all right, you know, Dave, it's your day today. And then she goes out to lunch with Dave.
I would love to know who she hated going to lunch with.
Oh, probably. Yeah, there's got to be a list because she's had so many.
It was Dave.
People.
Yeah, it was
Dave. That's son of a bitch. She'll go, I'll tell you who it is. Joshua Fowler. Can't stand him.
She would love me.
Here she is. Let's see what she says.
As you know, where I live is on fire right now. Literally, the entire city of the Pacific Palisades is burning. And, you know, I flew here last night. I was on a plane, started getting texts, and it's gnarly, you guys. It's just a catastrophe in Southern California. Obviously, there have been horrific fires in many places. This is literally where I live. Everything. The market I shop in, the schools my kids go to, friends, many friends now have lost their homes. So it's a really awful situation.
Do you feel bad, though?
Obviously going to go home first thing tomorrow and be with my family and try to help my friends. But it is, just so I can tell you, if you know anybody on the West Coast or not, the American Red Cross, support them. They will come in and help people. Do anything you can, anything in your community to help people. Whether you need it or not now, you will need it.
She says you will need it at some point. She's very upset about all of this, as are the celebrities who have already lost their homes, like John Goodman. I like John Goodman. That sucks. Anthony Hopkins, Miles and Kaylee Teller. No idea who they are. Eugene Levy.
Miles Teller is a musician, right?
No, he was in Whiplash as a musician.
Oh, I don't know him. I still don't know him. And maybe would I know him if I saw him?
Yeah,
like,
you know him that Magician movie, too.
Okay.
Now you see me.
All right, I'll have to look him up. Eugene Levy, he lost his house in the fire. Billy Crystal lost his house in the fire. Adam Brody lost his house. Anna Faris lost her house. Paris Hilton lost a house. Sandra Lee lost her house, but the good news is she's got a lot of vodka, so she's coping so far.
Oh, is she the one that was like, an ounce? We'll just pour in an ounce of vodka.
2 ounces of vodka.
Ricky Lake lost her house in the fire. Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag. Matthew Perry's former home burned down. James Woods, who I said earlier, people were laughing at him online because they disagree with him politically. Mark Hamill, Ben Affleck, one of his houses, one. Cameron Mathiasen lost a house, whoever that is, and Maria Shriver, who is Arnold Schwarzenegger's ex-wife and the former First Lady of California. One of the houses she owned, one of them, zilch, gone and disappeared. So today we're getting sort of the idea of whether or not you even care about this, because so many people seem to go, they're rich people from California. It's on you. I don't care at all. I'm kind of gathering that a lot of the celebrities are coming together, and I think that they are going to start questioning these political leaders who have been in charge for so long in places like LA. They run almost unopposed. There's no alternative to the Democratic Party in Los Angeles. Almost everybody in elected office is a Democrat that these folks have elected. So it's very insular, and sometimes you don't have anything challenging the status quo, which has led to situations where these fires are more likely to rage out of control, and you have less firefighters to fight the fires. You have instances where they have no water to fight the fires because they haven't prepared for this as much. You have all kinds of things where they've come up short. Adam Sandler posting, can't thank the firefighters, first responders, and law enforcement enough for risking their lives for all of us in Los Angeles. No idea where his house is or if he's close to this, but I know he's over there at the very least, and he's saying that. So there you go. Let's see what you have to say in just a moment here with your dispatches. As we watch today where Jimmy Carter's funeral is going down. Today, the stock market is closed. I don't know if I don't think people got out of work because of Jimmy Carter's funeral.
The Postal Service did.
Yeah. Did they really?
Yeah, mail today. Old Postal Peisenberg was very happy about that.
Must be nice. And the folks who have the day off, I'm sure, are just watching the coverage of Jimmy Carter's funeral. They're seeing all of the current presidents. You got Biden is there. He's the actual sitting president. You have W. He's back there. You got Obama, you got Trump, you got all of the vice presidents all gathered here. Everybody, a bastion of power. The President's Club, Biden, Clinton.
I see Bill and Hillary back there, too.
Yeah. Bill Clinton is back here, just out of frame, I think.
It looks like W and Michelle Obama are sitting next to each other, probably passing back and forth some candy.
They seem to like each other,
They
don't
do.
they?
They have a great relationship.
Yeah, I think they get along. And I didn't think these two would be buds, but you got Trump sitting next to Obama, and Trump's talking to him, and Obama's laughing. I don't know if he's dropping jokes.
He just told him about the Gulf of America.
He's like, and I'm going to call it the Gulf of America.
Oh, it's a great idea, Donald.
I don't know how to think of. He's whispering something to him. Maybe he said, so I'm taking Canada. I'm going to take Greenland and Canada on day one. Obama's laughing it up.
Can we get one of those? I know people do these bits every once in a while. Can we get a lip reader
I'd like to
figure
know
out what Trump
saying.
said? That would be great.
Yeah,
I want
I'd
to
be
know.
interested. Here's Stuart Eisenstadt, the former advisor to Jimmy Carter at his funeral. Let's see what he says.
In the end, Jimmy Carter taught all of us how to live a life fulfilled with faith and service.
Okay.
He said, I have one life to live. I feel like God wants me to do the best I can do with it. To let me live my life so that it will be meaningful. Well, Mr. President, you've more than achieved that goal. He may not be a candidate for Mount Rushmore, but he belongs in the foothills of making the U.S. stronger and the world safer.
Why you got to say the Mount Rushmore thing, man?
He may not be a founding father. If we made a bigger Mount Rushmore, short list.
As a president, nah.
Maybe not even an uncle, but your aunt's boyfriend that was nice to you on Christmas.
Oh, Jimmy Carter's funeral today. So a lot of people covering that, and we'll keep an eye on the events. We'll get to more of your emails here momentarily. What are you saying, Sealam?
I read an interesting story about Jimmy Carter recently, I guess probably because he passed. Anna Gasteyer of Saturday Night Live fame was on a podcast, and she was talking about how when she was a kid, she was really good friends with Amy Carter, which is Jimmy and Rosalind's daughter. And so she would go to sleepovers at the White House.
Oh, that'd
and
be cool.
Go to Camp David and hang out. It was just like a place she went all the time. She got to play the violin for Anwar Sadat, and she watched the Star Wars with the Sadats.
What?
Which is a super weird thing to say that you would never think about Anna Gasteyer. And
so I'm watching Star Wars with Anwar Sadat.
Yeah, with his kids. And she said she was she was walking through the White House and she saw President Jimmy Carter sitting in a chair with a burgundy V-neck and a beer, and he was watching Dan Aykroyd play him on Saturday Night Live and laughing hysterically.
Wow.
And that was one of her early memories of the show that she would end up being on. And I'm like, how cool is that?
That would be a trip.
Yeah.
For the kids, Anwar Sadat was the president of Egypt at the time. Just for the youngins out there.
I knew that.
You're too scared to get on the phone and call us to ask us the question, so I'll be proactive and put it out there. That's who Anwar Sadat is that Sealand is referencing.
No, they're going to those phone classes, so they're good.
They're getting better and better by the day. We love you. Here is Leslie with the Dispatch talking about the fires in California.
When I first saw that the fires were happening, I thought in the affluent area that each of those houses that are the massive, huge mansions probably all have about 3,000 square feet at least of dedicated space for the staff that keeps the house running. So those are the people I was thinking of initially, especially the people that work and maintain the restaurants that the rich people go to. It takes a lot, and those are the people that were really on my heart the most, because they rely on, and just because those rich people have a second house in Palm Springs, they'll be fine. Are they taking their house staff with them? I certainly hope that they treat them right, but I guarantee you that most of those people already needed a raise before all this went down.
Imagine even having a house staff. I feel uncomfortable uttering the words house staff, but I feel you. There are people who are caught up in this that aren't mega rich, but that's not the forefront of it. That's not what people are seeing. They're seeing celebrities crying on television, and they're going, Jamie Lee Curtis, the news junkie, said she was real nice and stuff, but do I care that her and all of her super rich friends had one of their many houses burned down? There are many people who just don't stir up a lot of emotions as a response to that. And there's many, many folks who are chiming in with dispatches suggesting this. Here's Wicked with a dispatch for us.
Junkies.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for anybody that loses their home. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor.
True.
That's still your stuff. You earn that stuff. You bought that stuff. Some of that stuff was given to you, you know, keepsake memories, that kind of thing. Part of me does kind of say a little bit of a boo-hoo-hoo to some of the richer people. But really what bothers me and what I think is the worst part of this whole ordeal is how political everything gets. Hey, how about we just help everybody out? And then you start blaming people when everything's said and done.
Yeah, I don't get this idea that some people have where they go, if I tell you something happened to a person, like a person's house burned down, you should have an emotional reaction to that, whatever it is, even if it's no emotional reaction. But your reaction shouldn't change in any way based on the political affiliation of the person it happened to. However, that's the case with a lot of people. You go, did you hear about that guy that got into an accident, went through his windshield and died on the interstate? Damn, that sucks. He had Trump stickers all over his car. Ha! You know, there's a lot of people that do that. And I saw a lot of that with the healthcare CEO thing. There's a poll out today that most young people support the Luigi dude and say that this guy had it coming. I'll continue to say that about maybe 1% or less of these people who feel this way knew who this guy was before he got shot, knew anything about his healthcare company. They don't know anything about how healthcare works in the United States of America. They're just mad. Like everybody else, you're mad at stuff that doesn't even exist out there. But
it would be nice to have the ability to find some of the loudest people on Facebook championing Luigi Mangione and go back in time to the day before, to the morning of the shooting, and just wake that person up and go, Brian Thompson is dead. Tell me what you know about him.
No! Say it ain't so. They go, I have no clue who this person is. But afterwards, there's something about celebrating somebody's death that feels warm and edgy, and people like it. I can't say I'm immune from it completely. When Osama bin Laden died, I was happy. We got him. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And I'm going, yeah, all right. Like, Osama bin Laden.
When al-Baghdadi died like a dog.
He died like a dog.
A beautiful dog.
Whenever I hear those stories, I'm like, okay, those people caused so much hate and death and misery in the world that I was okay with it. So it's weird how we all kind of do that and cope. And some people will look at these LA fires and do just that. I don't feel bad. They're rich. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. We got the next episode on the way. Somehow, some way, Sarah Michelle Gellar will work her way into the show.
Thank God.
And also, yeah, you knew it was going to happen eventually. And when we come back, we have to talk about something that's happening with a very, very famous celebrity who is in prison. What's going on? That is coming up next in the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Angel on my right. I got people in the burlesque world all around me. So I got questions, man. And I'm like, hey.
So you're staring at the man's junk.
Yeah.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
Watch out for bumper-to-bumper traffic on the roadways. All lanes are blocked on I-4 westbound just past State Road 429 due to a vehicle fire there. Traffic is trying to pass through the shoulder. There's an earlier accident where Colonial Drive meets Hiawassee Road, an accident where Alafia Trail meets Manor Avenue. Just travel with caution on the roadways this afternoon. And if you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows how to save you time and money. Order what you need by 2 p.m. to get it delivered same day. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes for same-day delivery. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction, returns to Kissimmee, January 7th to the 19th at Osceola Heritage Park. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Mecum experience with 4,500 vehicles up for auction. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. Bring home your dream car. Register to bid and buy spectator tickets now at Mecum.com.
This is Ashley Kennedy from the Ben and Ashley I Almost Famous podcast. Did you know that Future Health can help make weight loss resolutions come true? When it's about biology and not willpower, it's not your fault that dieting just doesn't work. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes and for less than $3 a day. Traditional diets don't work because nearly 70% of weight is genetically determined. Through medication, you can work with your body rather than against it to create safe and long-lasting weight loss results. I have a family member that's been struggling with her weight for quite some time. No matter how hard she tries, no matter how limited her food intake, she just can't get the weight off. Well, with Future Health, they make access to qualified doctors that know GLP-1s easier than ever. Get ongoing support from over 6,000 physicians and licensed pharmacies nationwide. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes at tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at doctor's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Fargo is only available on the smartphone versions of the Wells Fargo mobile app. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Allergies are torture, but Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you beat your allergies for good. Exact is clinically proven to give long-term lasting allergy relief in 3 injections. That's right, allergy relief in 3 injections. No matter how long you've suffered, no matter what else you've tried, with 3 injections, you can experience relief from your allergies. Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment today. aspireallergy.com.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Our new and improved iHeartRadio app has made it even easier to enjoy the radio station's podcasts and playlists you love. How? Well, we've added everything you love about your car radio into the free iHeartRadio app. With easy-to-use presets, you can now save your favorite stations on the app, just like in your car. And with the all-new live radio dial, it's easier than ever to discover new stations you'll love based on your location or favorite genre. Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row.
I saw the story, and they said that Diddy, who is behind bars right now, and I haven't looked at every single thing in all the court docs in the Diddy case, but from afar, it doesn't look great for Diddy. I'll tell you that. It looks like maybe he was not the best guy. I don't know, but he's behind bars, and he's in the same prison in Brooklyn that Luigi Mangione, the guy who killed the healthcare CEO, is in. And is allegedly, according to a bunch of reports today, furious that people like Luigi, but they don't like Diddy. He's really angry.
Come on, bro.
He's like, they like this guy. They're celebrating old Luigi over there, but Diddy doesn't get any love over here. What's going on with this? This says, Sean Diddy Combs is said to be furious he's not as popular as fellow prison inmate Luigi Mangione.
Who is leaking this stuff? P. Diddy has no friends.
He's got a publicist.
His publicist is releasing that? You think Diddy wants people to know that he's mad, that he's not liked?
Yeah, he's not. He's not liked as much as old Luigi is. The rapper facing his own
Does he think that we're going to hear this story go, whoa, poor Diddy, nobody likes him?
Go out and throw a little rally in support of Diddy. Like, Luigi's getting too much attention here. Both Combs and Mangione are housed in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Center as they each await their days in court. They both pleaded not guilty. As they sit in their cells, Combs, 55, can't stand the fact that Mangione, 26, is being treated as a bigger star by their fellow inmates. According to sources, Diddy has been throwing tantrums over the fact that Luigi is getting all the attention in prison and is being revered as a hero after literally murdering somebody on camera.
Imagine being pissed that you're not the biggest star in jail. It's like it's on a more, it's a ridiculous side of this, but when what's his nuts, John Mulaney was in rehab, and I don't know how true this is or if this was kind of embellished for one of his bits. Thank you. But he said that when he was in rehab, nobody knew who he was. And so if there was anything about him in the paper, he would like read the paper really awkwardly so that it was like, oh, look at this comedian that has this coke problem. And like nobody seemed to know that John Mulaney was even a thing in rehab.
Nobody loves Diddy behind bars. They like Luigi. Mangione has been showered with love and support from prisoners who look at him as a hero and have shared their own stories of losing loved ones due to inadequate health care. Not to mention that the prison itself faces constant allegations of inadequate health care to those who are locked up. So they said Diddy has not spent time, and they have zero in common with Luigi, dude, but he's angry. He's throwing tantrums because Luigi is getting more attention.
Hold
He's
on.
more popular.
Now, Yahoo is reporting Sean Diddy Combs is not jealous of Luigi Mangione. Quote, there is no truth to it, end quote.
First of all, why do you say that news outlet like you're a Western prospector? It's
Yahoo.
Yahoo. Look at it. Yahoo. Yahoo.
I'm not British. Oh.
Where'd you see that news?
Have a spot of tea and then read the latest news on Yahoo.
Yahoo. Yahoo's normal. Yahoo is prospector.
I think unless you're exclaiming it as in like a Yahoo.
You're really George Bush in words today.
Yeah, he is.
It's exclamated.
It's part of my strategery.
Now watch this stride.
Okay. Join us on the show today. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com and let us know what you think. There's a bunch of folks who have chimed in about the wildfires, of course. And the big question on that was, do you care? Do you care? Do you look at this through a lens where you go, I'm hearing a bunch of whiny celebrities that, ooh, my house burned down? Or do you feel for these folks? Do you wish there was other folks who were getting more attention in the spotlight rather than your Jamie Lee Curtis types? And I get that. Whenever the media gets a hold of stories like these, they use them. And I mean that in the worst sense of the word. They use them to try to generate ratings and interest. And so they go, people don't care about fires and human beings. They care about celebrities. So let's tell them that, this celebrity, John Goodman, his house burned to the ground. Let's personalize it that way. This is why when Appalachia gets hit with something, like there's flooding or a hurricane and stuff gets destroyed in the Carolinas like recently happened, how long is the media out there for? They're out there for like 3 days, a couple days, and they go, look at this. This sucks. This sucks. Look at this poor guy. This sucks. He's living in a tiny house now. And then they say, this is boring. Where are all the famous people? And they go on to the next story. And the people in Appalachia are like, damn, we would like a little bit of the spotlight, so maybe we could get some attention for our cause here. Nope, not having it. It's not going to work. Let's go to Jesse has a dispatch for us about the wildfires. Hello.
Hey, News Junkie crew. I'm kind of confused about the wildfires, all these people that are losing their homes, they were at the Golden Globes this past Sunday and mentioned nothing. I heard nothing. I watched the whole thing about the wildfires. So I'm just wondering, did this happen in the past couple of days?
Yes, it did.
Since Sunday. You mentioned Miles Teller lost his house. He was one of the presenters. You'll know him from Maverick, Top Gun. He's Goose's son, Rooster.
Okay.
That's Miles Teller. But anyway, yeah, I'm just confused about that. I heard nothing during the Golden Globes, and that was just a few days ago.
It just happened.
I'm less surprised, Jesse. I would have been more surprised if they did fully predict it and they said, I want to say tonight, my biggest condolences to everybody who's going to lose their homes in a fire in 3 days. And so your thoughts are and prayers, all those things are headed in your direction right now. It wasn't happening yet.
Miles Teller just gets on stage and goes, "One final after party at my house."
They didn't know. So, yeah, they knew that the weather was coming. They knew that there was a potential for fire. The one thing that really concerns me is with these fire stories, I keep hearing people say, hey, I went over here. Like the fire photo girl who's been following a lot of this.
Fire girl.
I think maybe Sealand said you saw it, or I saw it somewhere else, that she was in a neighborhood and there was a hobo that was trying to light more fires.
Yes, 100%.
She had to go up to the person and go, what are you doing? It's a crazy hobo.
She said she was arguing with somebody. Let me see if I could find the tweet and send it to you.
She's arguing with somebody because they were lighting more fires. And then I saw another person post and say, these people over here just lit another fire. Wildfires are one thing, but if people are just lighting more of them because, hey, it's fire time, then this problem is going to be a hell of a lot worse. And you do have some crazy people out there.
And also conspiracies are happening.
What do we got?
Oh, gosh, where's the guy that said it? Because I can't find it now. Somebody was like, put it in quotes, new fire is there. And like one of the comments was like, keep your eyes wide open, not wide shut.
Oh, my God.
Like the hit film? Like the truth is out there or something about the fires.
Yeah, the truth is the fire started in somebody's garden in their backyard that had a lot of overgrowth.
It's being done for a reason. Eyes wide open, not shut. Look for it.
Nobody who ever said, open your eyes, open your mind, you dummy, has ever been smart, I don't think. Every one of them has been absolutely brain dead. Whenever they say, like, you open your eyes, you think these hurricanes are just happening naturally? Huh? Yeah, but probably that's the case. Maybe you don't. Hit us with the dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, Josh, C-Lane, one of the two of them will be doing the next episode. Who? I don't know. I don't know. But it's going to be a banger, and you don't want to miss it. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Thursday forecast. And for today across Central Florida, it's going to still be a cool day after a cold morning. Temperatures today will only climb into the mid-50s with a high of 55 degrees under sunny skies in Orlando. For tomorrow, it will be a breezy day once again with warmer temperatures, a high of 70 degrees. A few scattered showers on the light side for the most part will arrive for early Saturday. But once the cold front pushes through, we'll be expecting a cooler Sunday with highs only reaching the mid-60s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Gatorland.
Gatorland knows you need more animals, more gators, and more fun. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less. It's $17.50 admission now through the end of January. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
Celebrate creativity in the classroom with Crayola Creativity Week, starting January 27th. Join celebrities like Matthew McConaughey for hands-on activities, read-alouds, and giveaways. Register for free today at Crayola.com/creativityweek.
My best dad tip, okay, one time our power went out and we couldn't watch TV or play video games or whatever, but we still had the best time pulling out flashlights and building a fort in their room, telling stories. So last week, I just turned off the main breaker and yelled, "Power's out!" I mean, why wait for a storm? Just make the fun part happen yourself. I mean, you can do it tonight.
Dads, try this idea or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
Save up to 50% on select security systems with SafeTouch Security. With upgrades like remote door locks, video doorbell, thermostat control, and camera, all controlled by your MySafeTouch app. Visit safetouch.com. State license number EF200002049.
New year, new you. But wait, you gotta have money skills to crush those new audacious goals you just made. The How To Money podcast is just what you need if you're feeling weighed down by debt or need some financial advice and inspiration.
That's right. We're best buds, and our show is all about giving you the information you need to succeed. For money advice without the judgment and jargon, listen to How to Money on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search How To Money and start listening.
Ooh, should we get an app?
Appetizer? Nah, not for me. Trying to save some money, you know?
You know what you need? The Upside app. Gives you cash back on essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. You could earn up to $10 on every restaurant meal.
Upside? What's the catch?
No catch. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back at places like Popeyes, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut.
Okay, now that's the app I'm getting.
Download the Upside app and get a 10% bonus on your first restaurant purchase. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Prescription products require completion of an online consultation with an independent healthcare provider and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Additional restrictions apply. See website for more details and safety information.
Is Cialis Daily really better than Viagra?
If you like spontaneity, the answer is yes. So when the mood strikes, you're ready to go.
I felt like a young man again. My wife is definitely much happier.
When you take it, you're ready to go.
Does Cialis Daily last longer than Viagra?
Guys are raving that their results last even longer.
My partner thinks that I am a rock star.
Because it is effective, I say I'm on a second honeymoon.
It's literally life-changing.
Are 30-day sample packs available?
You can now access a 30-day sample pack at TryRexMD.com with generics at just $1 per tablet, if appropriate. Online approval at TryRexMD.com is simple, with medication delivered direct to your door. There's no copay, no doctor office visit, and your shipping is always free. Visit TryRexMD.com to get your sample pack. That's TryRexMD.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock.
All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Settle a bet, guys, because around my house, this has become a bit of a weird fight. Lots of weird fights happening around here, all very unserious. But Courtney has a thing where if I'm done with work, or if I'm just like, if I'm lounging around the house, I still wear whatever I was wearing for that day. So like I'll wear jeans and I'll be sitting on the couch and I'll be doing stuff. If we go out somewhere and I put an outfit on and I come home, I keep that outfit on. She thinks I'm a weirdo for doing this. Because if she's staying home for any more than a couple of minutes, she gets into full like she has clothes that she wears around the house, right?
Yes. Are they pajamas?
Like pajamas, yes.
Or athletic wear.
That's usually my wife's MO. It's like she gets home and, hi, honey, and blink, she's in pajamas.
But all hours of the day, if she's at home and we're not actively doing something, she's like, you get into your pajamas, you go dress down mode. And then if you're doing something, you get dressed up and you go out.
When it's chilly like this, I'll keep my jeans on for a little bit. I'll even keep socks on. Well, I won't even notice that I haven't taken my socks off. I'm like, what the hell?
Crazy guy.
But because usually that stuff goes immediately and it's like, get in my shorts. But I don't really have I don't consciously have house clothes.
I don't do any of that stuff. I wake up and I put my clothes on for the day. Those are my clothes that I wear that day. And if I'm around the house, I'm wearing them. Or if I go somewhere, I'm wearing them. If I go to the mall, I'm wearing them. Those are my outfit that I've put on for that day. She goes, no. I wear like lounge sleepy clothes. And then if we escalate to leaving the household, then I'll get changed into something that you then wear elsewhere. And she thinks
that's
I'm a
why
weirdo.
It takes you so long to leave.
It does. Oh, so it takes centuries sometimes.
I agree with her, though.
There's too many costume changes, Josh.
No,
way too many costume
I like wearing
changes.
shorts in my house.
I do too, but those will be my shorts for the day.
No.
If I'm wearing my shorts for the day, that's fine. I don't go, I'm going to put on some sleepy pants because it's 2:30 and I'm wandering around my living room. That, to me, is a costume change, and I just don't do it. Maybe you guys do. Let us know. All right, who's doing the next episode here?
Yes.
All right, somebody is. It's either Josh or C-Lane.
Sure.
Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Well, I want a little more secret shows. No.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with
me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Josh. All right.
As they say.
Don't look so disappointed. Josh has got a good thing going here.
Don't be
excited.
so glim.
No, I'm not glim at all. I am 0% glim right now.
Well, I'll tell you who's not glim. That mortgage guy, Don.
That's right. You want to get out of the house that you're in. You're looking for an upgrade. Maybe you're looking to not throw away your money in rent. Or you have a house and you go, I want to borrow on the equity of that house. I want to get myself in a HELOC and, use that money to fix up some stuff. Don's got you covered. He knows the ins and outs of the mortgage business. He talks about it on his radio show, the Home Loans Radio Show, which you can find the archives of at homeloansradio.com. And if you have any questions, you got a quote already. There's nothing bad about just saying, I want to see what else I can get. And you can do that by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com and using the compare quote calculator. He will demystify the mortgage business for you. And he's a pretty good guy. He's good at doing that. Yeah, he's a fun hang, too. So visit him at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Hear that, Don? You're a pretty good guy, according to C-Lane.
Pretty good hang, he said.
And he's a
great
pretty
hang.
good guy. Before
He's
that,
both.
then great hang. I would say he's just a nice all-around guy.
I had a nice time seeing him the other day.
Yeah,
Good
that's
guy.
true.
I saw his post this morning, and I was like, I couldn't tell if I was looking at the pictures backwards or if he posted them like that. But all of the nighttime pictures were up front, all the daytime pictures were in the back. But I was like scrolling through, I was like, they partied all night.
Oh, yeah, they did.
I was like, the sun is up and Sabrina's still doing karaoke. It threw me. I loved it. It was a good ride.
Oh, yeah. This, nope, I'm not going to make that joke. This gal.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
That's the one.
You're going to call her a good ride?
I almost
Speaking
did
of
the
good
segue. And I backed off it because that's disrespectful. This is not about her. This is about Travis Kelce, her boyfriend. His ex-girlfriend, Kayla Nicole, who you may be familiar with.
Let me see.
You won't be familiar with her.
Not.
She's an influencer and a model.
Who has she influenced?
Exactly.
Besides Travis Kelce to break up with her.
Oh yeah, I do remember a story about her because somebody was mad when Travis Kelce started dating Taylor Swift because he was dating a white girl when he dated a black girl.
How dare he go back?
He went black and then he went back, and they were not thrilled about that, which is the dumbest thing ever.
I mean, it's typically unheard of, but, you know, it happens.
I'm sure she's a nice lady. She's. I see a bunch of photos of her here. Okay.
She seems chill. She says she's actually a fan of Taylor Swift, despite all the chatter surrounding their relationship. Nicole made the revelation when she was chatting it up with other contestants on the season premiere of Special Forces, World's Toughest Test on Fox.
Oh, I like her already.
You know, I remember this is not the first season of that show, because I remember when they announced it and they had a bunch of people doing that, and it was supposed to be like celebrities in boot camp, or as close to boot camp as you could get, not actually be in the military.
This is just one step away from the show that every time I hear about it, I have to remind myself it's not fake. Deal or No Deal Island. That is currently going on.
Fake.
And I go, there's a Deal or No Deal Island
with MILFs.
Oh my God.
That sounds like AI wrote the whole idea for that show.
It does, actually.
Anyway, she says she really, really likes Taylor Swift and thinks she's very talented. Jessica Alba and her husband, who I've never heard of before, Cash Warren, are getting a divorce.
Oh,
I know.
Hey,
Very
this
upsetting.
is the time of year, right? Like after the new year.
Yeah, especially if you have kids. Get through the holidays.
Yeah.
They have 3 kids together.
I thought it was you had to wait till after Valentine's Day, but I might have been wrong.
That's dating. That's not divorcing.
Got it.
The last time Cash and Jessica were photographed together was at LA's Crypto.com arena back on November 10th as they sat courtside for a Lakers game. And that is, sorry, but 17 years down the drain, as they say. This guy, you'll never guess his name.
Brian Austin Green?
No.
Austin St. John.
No. Hector David Jr., another three-namer, who played the Green Ranger, allegedly.
Not the real Green Ranger.
He played a Green Ranger.
Yeah, nobody cares about that.
He is behind bars after he pled guilty and was sentenced on
to
Wednesday.
being a fake Green Ranger.
Yes.
What a brutal world we're living in.
A fake Green Ranger that assaulted a man in Idaho last year. Hector, who played the role of the Green Ranger in the franchise, pled guilty to misdemeanor battery in a Canyon County court and was sentenced to 180 days in jail, but he got time served for 135 because he's been sitting there waiting, I guess.
Wow.
Yep. Can you believe it? Very
I can,
sad.
but just barely.
Hector David Jr. Scott Disick is talking to his son Mason, 15, all the time about, quote, hereditary alcohol struggles.
Who's talking to his 15-year-old constantly about alcohol? I guess that's
hereditary struggles.
The Keeping Up with Kardashians alum speaks candidly to his 15-year-old son about hereditary alcohol issues. He said on Wednesday's premiere episode of the Chloe in Wonderland podcast, that's Khloe Kardashian, he explains how drinking affected him and how badly it put him in certain places, and he knows that, and blah, 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 blah. The funniest part of this story is, quote, if I see a problem that might be hereditary, then I'll jump in, the Hulu personality reiterated.
Okay, the Hulu
I've never once heard Hulu personality before in my life.
Well, I'm striving to be a Hulu personality, even just for a moment.
Does that
Maybe
mean
one day.
you made the streaming service, but they haven't actually put you on broadcast?
I guess so. Brooke Shields reveals that her plastic surgeon threw a little bonus vaginal rejuvenation while she was under the knife for something else.
That's something.
Okay, they didn't discuss this beforehand.
This is all in her memoir.
This is not like, the guy changing your oil goes, I also topped off the windshield wiper fluid.
Imagine she's coming to and she's getting out of Twilight and the doctor's face is right above hers and he's like, wait till you see her vagina. It's just
my magnum opus, really. This is in her upcoming memoir, quote, Brooke Shields is not allowed to get old, thoughts on aging as a woman. The longest memoir title of all time.
Damn.
She says it's a violation, and I'm sorry that happened to you, Brooke.
So she's upset about this.
Yeah, she's very, she's claiming it's a kind of rape, is her words, not mine.
I mean, I don't know if I agree with those exact words, but if a doctor does, yes, I mean, if a doctor without your consent and permission goes and does stuff to your genitals, maybe I'm with her on
this. That might be malpractice, but we got to move on to this guy.
Mario Brothers.
That's right. Luigi Mangione has retained Harvey Weinstein's prison consultant, Craig Rothfeld.
Oh,
and I just learned
what
today
is a prison consultant?
consultants exist.
What do they
Prison
do?
Mike. Hey,
you'd be the belle of the ball.
Do they get somebody who's not built for prison ready for the prison experience?
So this Craig Rothfeld fella previously spent time in prison for white-collar crimes and has become a top consultant. I guess he helped Harvey Weinstein. He says the first 90 days are the hardest because they put you in handcuffs and you're not allowed to receive packages. And in one of his interviews, he said, "Often I tell people you're going into a Byzantine black hole." So good for you, Luigi. This
white collar black hole.
That's a new podcast on iHeartRadio.
From Prison Mike.
Yep, this guy.
Everything's
right
on
here,
the tablet.
Macaulay Culkin? Nailed it. Macaulay Culkin's wife, Brenda Song, has revealed the name of her and Macaulay's 2-year-old son. His name is Carson. Good for them. Thank you, Brenda, for revealing that.
Carson Culkin. That's a good name.
It is. That's a banger of a name. Ben Affleck evacuated his house and raced to Jennifer Garner's home in the Palisades fire. He lives just a short distance from her, Jennifer Garner, with whom he shares 3 kids. Unapparent if she's been evacuated yet, but he went to her side. And speaking of Ben Affleck, this lady right here,
Jennifer Lopez.
How did you know? She says she's focusing on a fresh start following her split from Ben Affleck. They finally settled that divorce this past Monday, January 6th, nearly 20 weeks after the singer and unstoppable actress filed for a dissolution of marriage on August 20th of 2024.
Yeah, unfortunately, the divorce papers were signed and kept in Ben Affleck's house. So when that burned down, now they're technically still married.
They're stuck forever. And on the boobs, dude. Tonight, Hollywood Squares on CBS. Tons of celebrities, don't have time to list them. Notre Dame versus Penn State on ESPN. A kidnapping in Amish County on the Lifetime Movie Network. Jimmy Kimmel has Timothy Chalamet. Stephen Colbert has Ben Stiller. Tonight Show has Cameron Diaz, Jamie Foxx, Gabriel Iglesias, and Seth Meyers has Sebastian Stan and a name that I can't pronounce, and that is your next episode.
All right.
Thank you, Josh. Excellent job. And he got through it. He did not say anything about the Hollywood celebrities reeling from these fires. So
that's because you said it all.
I mean,
TMZ is, I'm just like wading through knee deep in article after article after article of what celebrities' houses burned down.
You know,
I
from
could
what
have done
I can
a whole
tell,
next episode.
I think all their local TV stations are just wall to wall and have been for multiple days with the fire coverage.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, I mean, this is all everybody's watching over there. Okay, quick break. When we come back, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Shara is not her name.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Sarah Michelle Gellar made her way onto the show, which is a very, very rare moment here. Also, we're going to hear from you because tons of feedback is coming in, so we shall get to that next. It is coming up next on the News Junkie.
13 chances per day at $1,000 begins Monday at 9 a.m. and is brought to you by Mills Air.
Authorities and emergency crews are on the roadways, clearing up a couple serious accidents here. Eastbound and westbound lanes are blocked on State Road 46 at Jungle Avenue. All lanes are blocked still on I-4 westbound at State Road 429. Traffic is trying to get past through the left shoulder there. Expect bumper-to-bumper traffic in both these areas. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Game on! Coach R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. If you've been fumbling around town in a car you hate, then punt it. I need to kick off my new year. But first, all my 2024 rides must go. So this month, you could drive a new Mitsubishi for just $1 down. You can even save up to $10,000 on a new Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty. Plus, we have over 200 used cars, all with warranty for just $1 down. See all my MVP rides at rchill.com.
Credit and $1 down require bank approval. Offer ends January 31st.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Thank you for making Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando one of the premier luxury dealerships in Central Florida. We are the official dealer of luxury, providing the ultimate VIP experience at a price you can afford. Call Monica Ventura at 689-319-7680. That's 689-319-7680. We guarantee you will be treated like VIP and nothing less. Across from the mall at Millennia.
Excitement is happening at Daytona Beach and Orange City Racing and Card Club. Celebrate Martin Luther King Day with our $15,000 high hand promotion with the 5,000 Royal Reset at both Daytona Beach and Orange City Racing and Card Club. And coming in February, don't miss the new $2,500 monthly tournament leaderboard. The monthly champ wins $1,000 and a $300 entry into the Tournament of Champions in 2026. Be there for all the action.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and enjoy up to 35% off cruises, plus kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at our private island, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Right now, Wawa Rewards members can enjoy any size hot coffee for $1, any size iced coffee for $2, and a 16-ounce Monster Energy for just $3. Choose one, two, or all three. Simply open the Wawa app and redeem your bonus offer. Not a member? Download the Wawa app to join Wawa Rewards and start saving today. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
As America's largest injury law firm, size is our strength. Morgan & Morgan.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Your music, radio, and podcasts are on our free iHeartRadio app. Meet the three friends Bill Cosby called frat bros. This is
There were other things being discussed inside my house after the show yesterday, and Courtney posed a question that I thought was pretty interesting, and I wonder if this is actually true. We'll get to you in just a moment with your dispatches and emails to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. We got another one of these things in the mail for when you go on the interstate, but your little payment thing isn't working, and they send you a bill and they say, here's how much you owe, and pay your fee. I keep trying to fix it so it automatically charges my car, but it's a nightmare. And we're watching something after I ended up paying that, and it was where I think it was an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where Larry David got a speeding ticket in the mail, and it had a funny photo of him that was taken by the traffic cameras. And Courtney goes, I wonder how many people have been caught cheating by those traffic cameras. And I said, oh, that's probably true. You go, oh, what's this letter I got? Oh, darn, did I get caught running a red light? And then you open the envelope, and the snapshot that it shows you to prove that you've done what they're alleging is maybe you in the vehicle with another person. And boom, caught in 4K, busted on the actual red light cameras or whatever they call them in your particular area. I said, there's no way that hasn't happened. There must have been. Yeah, there must have been some case. I look around all the time and I see people and I'm like, that person's cheating. That person's cheating. That person's cheating. I know for a fact that people have gotten busted this way and worse ways, I'm sure. This is why you don't cheat, everybody. This is a reason number 5,456. Just get out of the relationship you're in that's miserable and move on to something better, for God's sake. Okay, we will talk with our friend Moses DeWitt momentarily here on the show.
So weird that you said that like that.
Why?
Because the only other person I know that would routinely go reason number and then a huge number just made out of thin air is my cheating ex-girlfriend.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice. Is this a red flag for me too?
Yes,
here?
it is.
I'll back off of that. I'll never say it again.
German woman found herself in this situation after she received a letter from the government telling her that she had broken the speed limit and needed to pay a fine. They attached a photo of her speeding down the road in her husband's company car. The only problem with this is she doesn't have a driver's license, and most importantly, the woman in the photo looked nothing like her.
Oh, see, I knew it. This is another reason why you should drive like I do, nice and safe and within all the laws and speed limits and stuff. Cheat and speed. Yeah, there's a certain speed you drive when you have a stash of drugs on you, and that's cheat and speed too. You go very, very, almost too careful. Like if a cop wanted to find a person with the biggest stash of drugs, find the person that's blinker for the perfect amount of time. They're in the dead center of the lane. They're going 4 under the speed limit. Those things.
My stepmom used to tell me, I don't know what this says about her or my dad, but she would say that my dad is so milquetoast that he could just smuggle heroin across the border because nobody would ever think that old B-Lane is running drugs.
I don't know.
Christopher, he could bring in heroin if he wanted to. Nobody would suspect.
I've seen a twinkle in B-Lane's eye before where I said,
I used to be that twinkle.
This guy might be able to get away with some stuff here. In Los Angeles, there is an app that almost everybody seems to be using right now, and it's called Watch Duty, which they're using to track all these fires because even though we keep hearing about the Palisades fire, which is so bad, the aerial footage of this, let me show you a little something. If you're on the stream here, I'll describe it for everybody else. But the aerial footage of the damage is just complete neighborhoods that are burned to nothingness. And it's pretty widespread in some of these areas. And it's not only that one fire. There's a lot of fires that are going on. I think there's 5 or 6 fires now and more starting up as the days go. But they use this app called Watch Duty. It launched in 2021. It's now available in 22 states. And it gives warnings, real-time text, photo, and video updates, a map interface with flame icons to show regions where the fires are blazing. And you can access information on evacuation routes, shelter locations, firefighting efforts, all of that good stuff. So when the fires break out in LA, everybody busts out their phone and launches this app to see if it's getting near them. And it increasingly seems to be getting near everybody. Some of the footage of people just driving through neighborhoods is mind-blowing. It looks like a nuclear bomb went off. Here's an example where somebody drives down the street and you just see absolutely their place got burned. Is this the fire station or is that just a house? I can't tell.
That looks like it's still on fire.
Or it says something right here, but I can't say it. I don't know if it's a fire station. If it's a fire station, it makes sense that one would have survived what happened in this neighborhood.
It looks like there's a fire in it. Look at it.
Or is that a reflection?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I see what you're talking about.
It could be a reflection.
There's things burning absolutely everywhere around there. So we'll keep an eye on that story as time does go by here. We'll also get to you, lots of people who are sending in emails and sending in dispatches. So let's work in somebody's story. I think it's important to know what's going on a more personal level, like this one. Here's Heavy Metal Cowboy.
My girlfriend's family, her sister, 3 kids, husband, all lost their home in the California fire. They're in the Pasadena area, and they built that house with their own money from the ground up.
Damn.
And it's completely gone, and now they're going to have to live in an Airbnb until insurance rebuilds it. It's pretty devastating. So there's a lot of people, I imagine, not in California whose families are affected by this that aren't rich people.
All right, thank you, Heavy Metal Cowboy. Enjoy the pool hall where you sent this dispatch from. And I feel for your girlfriend's family. That absolutely sucks, man.
Oh, I didn't think of this either. Our friend Mikey chimed in on the texting service, not just for the red light camera or speeding ticket camera or whatever, there being somebody else in the car, but just being on the wrong side of town when you said you were somewhere else or you weren't supposed to be there.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people get caught up in that with sharing their GPS with each other. And Courtney shares her GPS with me, and I don't share my GPS with her. I don't reciprocate.
Wow.
Not that she ever has one moment where she doesn't know where I am. She keeps so close of tabs on me, guys. I don't know what to do here. I wouldn't even be able to cheat if I was that terrible a person and wanted to. I wouldn't be able to do it.
How often are you guys apart? She goes for a run during the show. You would literally have to get secret stuff.
I would
under the table stuff during the show.
Don't say that. I would have to record an
Is that
hour
how you asked me to
of the
change
show.
the cameras randomly?
No,
the
it's not true. She's probably listening. Courtney, there's nothing happening. I would never do that to you, okay? I would never, ever do that to you.
Oh, my gosh. There's so many other things at your house that would have to be changed or altered or just turned off.
I know.
For you to pull anything like that off.
I was thinking I would have to record an hour of the show, and then when we go to break, I have to fire off a recorded video. Not that I've put any thought into this. This makes it sound like I've thought about this.
The real Ferris Bueller setup you got.
Yeah, I haven't thought about this. I'm not doing the Ferris Bueller setup. None of that stuff is happening. But we will hear from you on the show today. Your words are appreciated, as always, via dispatch. We've got an anonymous email coming in that we need to talk about. We need to talk about a reporter who made an absolute fool of himself. What did he do? This one's pretty embarrassing. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, we'll talk about presidential eulogies and daylight savings times. Plus, we'll do the Froggers football forecast. Denny Meyering drops by for Date Night Done Right. Glenn Klausman in for Colbert Court for trivia tickets to see Sarah Silverman or Toto, Men at Work, and Christopher Cross. Plus, your calls, text, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Authorities and emergency crews are doing a good job clearing up that accident on I-4 westbound near State Road 429. I believe 2 right lanes are blocked still, but there's still bumper-to-bumper traffic. Eastbound and westbound lanes are blocked due to a serious accident on State Road 46 near Jungle Avenue. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Gatorland.
Gatorland knows you need more animals, more gators, and more fun. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less. It's $17.50 admission now through the end of January. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
We've all made questionable decisions in life, like that time that you frosted the tips of your hair. But hiring an attorney shouldn't be. I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all injury cases. If you are not completely satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com.
I had my first kid at 19, and this is going to sound strange, but the best advice I can give to other young dads is stay. I wanted to run away. I wanted to just keep living my own life, but I chose to be her dad, and now I'm glad I did. I can't imagine my life without my daughter, and I can't imagine making her grow up without a dad.
Dads, today may feel hard, but it's always the right choice to be a father first.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again. Because more people are listening to the radio on iHeart today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeart Broadcast Radio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, social, any other media, even twice as many teens than TikTok. Think radio can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, podcasting, and radio. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com. Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers listen to, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
New year, new you. But wait, you gotta have money skills to crush those new audacious goals you just made. The How To Money podcast is just what you need if you're feeling weighed down by debt or need some financial advice and inspiration.
That's right. We're best buds, and our show is all about giving you the information you need to succeed. For money advice without the judgment and jargon, listen to How to Money on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search How To Money and start listening.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
What's up, everybody? Adnan Burke here to tell you about a new podcast. It's NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers.
Jason Demers here, and after playing 700 NHL games, I got a lot of dirty laundry to air out.
Each week we'll get together to chat about the sport that we love.
But we're not just going to be talking hockey, folks. We're talking movies, we're talking TV, food, and Adnan's favorite, wrestling. It's all on Le Table.
Listen to NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search NHL Unscripted with Burke and Demers and start listening.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
Appreciate it. And you can join us on the show. All you have to do is send a dispatch. Send it right now. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and record yours. We'll work some of those in here momentarily. We've been talking a bunch, even though some people are saying they don't really care about these folks with the fires in Los Angeles. One thing that drives me absolutely insane, excuse me, and should drive you insane is the continued stories that I'm hearing about people looting. And I look at this.
When you said that you saw the video of that guy piling up stuff, and one of the things with the big screen TV, I was like, homeowner or looter?
Right. Yeah, you got to ask yourself, which of them is this? And we'll get to that, I think, a little bit later on in the show. But a thing that I'm noticing now is celebrities are raging a little bit at the leadership in Los Angeles, like Sarah Michelle Gellar, who is famous for being in
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That's right. Buffy the Vampire Slayer was a big one from her.
But more important to my childhood, Cruel Intentions.
Oh, yes. Right. I remember Cruel Intentions. Was that the one where she made out with somebody else?
With Selma Blair.
Selma Blair. Okay. Yeah, I remember this. She was in so many movies for a long time.
I'm assuming that you meant when you said she made out with somebody else, you meant another woman?
Another woman, yes. Yeah, in that movie. That was
so weird of Sarah Michelle Gellar to make out with somebody.
She says this on her Instagram. City of L.A., you want everyone to evacuate, yet you have complete gridlock and not one traffic cop on the roads helping. And she tags at City of Los Angeles. Another celebrity chiming in, Valentin Chmerkovsky. Okay, I don't know who that is, but I'm sure they're famous.
I love them.
They say 5th largest economy on the planet. Firefighters didn't have enough water pressure to do their job. Are you joking me? The taxes we pay for third world infrastructure is unbelievable. Come on. This person said, I'm telling you, a lot of these celebrities are waking up and going, wait, hold on. We are taxed like crazy in LA. You take our money and you give it to all of these things that you say are so necessary. The homeless, housing illegal immigrants, whatever different pet cause you have for the day. You take money away from things like funding the fire department. You take money away from funding programs that clean out the underbrush in a lot of these areas. And you say, no, we'll actually wait till federal funds come in and just do a request to FEMA for a federal emergency. And you do all these things when you're fleecing us. You're fleecing us of our money every single day. And here's Jillian Michaels. She is from Biggest Loser, I think. Loser. Yeah, Biggest Loser.
Wait, different spelling.
Yeah, Jillian Michaels says in 2014, voters in California put $2.7 billion towards securing future water storage through Prop 1. It's 2025 and not a single reservoir is complete. Over 30,000 people have been evacuated. 1,400 brave firefighters put their lives at risk. They deserve better. This is an outrage. And she tags Gavin Newsom, the governor. She says Gavin Newsom issues a press release admitting they knew about the insane fire risk this past Sunday because he was positioning fire engines, and yet he just called in the National Guard a few hours ago. Pacific Palisades ran out of water at 3 a.m. I'm so upset for the people of California. And she continues talking about how she had lost a home in 2018. And many people go, we pay so much money. Why is it that our taxes aren't used for things that make a whole hell of a lot more sense for us? Like fire prevention or more things to help out in the moments that we need them, like when these fires do break out.
That Valentin Chmerkovsky. I'm probably putting a consonant where it shouldn't be. He is a Ukrainian-American professional dancer from Dancing with the Stars, which is coincidental, or maybe it's irony. It's one of the two, because I was just looking through some posts where somebody was like, this is what L.A. looks like right now, but Biden just sent all the money to Ukraine.
I've seen that too, yeah. There's a lot of that going around. And I look at it and go, you don't need the money that's being sent or weapons that's being sent to Ukraine. If you just utilize the tax dollars, this is the biggest scam going. And this the thing that politicians just, they want you to just accept as normal. The biggest scam going is that they already take enough of your money to fix all of the things. They already take enough of your money out of your paycheck to fix health care. They already take enough money out of your paycheck to get the roads fixed and the potholes fixed. They already take enough money out of your paycheck to have facilities for people who are homeless. They already take enough money out of your paycheck to do all these things. They just don't care. They just don't care because not enough people put pressure on these elected officials. That's just the truth in stories like this. The media outlet that I said was embarrassing themselves, ABC News. Like everybody else, there's a fire. You go out there, you cover it. David Muir,
yes,
Muir. He's the
Very
anchor.
Unfair.
Good-looking guy. He's a decent news dude, I guess. But he's getting ridiculed because there was a moment on the news where everything looked fine. He had, is this a firefighter's outfit? What would you call what he's wearing? The yellow sort of.
It's supposed to be like safety yellow, but it looks like they're trying to do a ABC News firefighter outfit.
Cosplaying a little bit.
Yeah, it says ABC News on the pocket of it, like on a breast pocket, and it looks like a firefighter's coat, for lack of a better word. And he's
it's like
wearing
in Squid Game when there was only 3 left and they gave him tuxedos, but they still had their numbers on it.
Yeah, he's got the ABC News logo for their front and center, but he's on the broadcast. And everything's fine. And it's like just wearing a stupid little outfit here. But in the middle of this broadcast, he makes the mistake of turning around a little too much. And you see he has clothespins on the back of
That is the second time I've seen that on a person today.
Really?
Yes.
He has clothespins on the back of his fake firefighter outfit so that it stays nice and taut. On him, so he looks real good when he's presenting the fire news.
They were doing that is David Muir. You're sure?
Yeah,
you're sure it's Muir?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because usually he's behind the desk. So good on him for going out there, I think. But no, there was a feel good story on the news this morning about a woman who was getting married, and I think her grandmother was on her deathbed, and so she they didn't get married in the hospital, but they did like a procession into the room and visited grandma. Aww. And she was in her wedding dress, and then she turned over to hug grandma, and I saw clamping the wedding dress. So I was like, that's weird that would come up 2 times in the same day. But he's got it. He's holding it together.
He wants to look nice and thin for the camera. It's all about appearances here. The one thing that has happened to me,
I don't tighten my clothes to look nice and thin. that's not a luxury that I share with Mr. Muir.
One thing that has definitely changed for me watching the coverage of these fires, and I do not mean to throw out bombs here, but there are going to be some that feel impacted and are certainly triggered by this. I'll state this first. I have firefighters in my family. I have friends who are firefighters.
You have black friends. That's what this is.
I know this is the black friends thing. But I know a lot of people who are firefighters. I will say, just generally speaking, my opinion is that most firefighters don't ever see the action that you would think if you watch a movie or something. When you watch Backdraft and you see all these firefighters risking their lives every single day and they're going in and fighting the flames and stuff. Most firefighters in places away from Los Angeles, they could spend their career going to some house fires.
Oh my gosh! You think this is just Pleasantville, where their only job is to rescue kittens from trees?
Yes, they do not have huge problems like this. And a lot of firefighters, you're well paid, You're well taken care of. People respect you. And I'm not saying don't respect them, but I think it's sometimes a little overblown on the firefighter front, right? But in California, in Los Angeles in particular, these firefighters are the real deal. They are the real deal. I've seen so many videos of these guys. You'll see interviews with them, and they'll say, we've been up for 22 hours. We've been fighting nonstop. They're running between two houses that are completely engulfed in flames. They're trying to rescue people and get them out of the house. Unbelievable the level at which they are operating in Los Angeles with these firefighters. So respect to them. All right. Not that there's not respect to regular firefighters. I'm just saying Los Angeles firefighters, different breed. All right. It's a different breed. And firefighters, if you have a problem with that, come at me. I'll listen to you with your dispatches or your emails. I'm just saying
come at him and bring the hose.
This is a different level. A lot of you live a pretty cushy firefighter life compared to this. There's a call and the bells go off and you slide down the pole and you put your chili behind and you hop on the fire truck just to drive to a place where there's not actually a fire. You're just required to show up there. Or there's a house and there's like one little flame and you put it out and you're all right, see you guys later. But this is the real deal. Like this is very much firefighters risking their life and limb and putting it all on the line. I don't know if I'm going to get burned down to the ground for this.
They deal with medical emergencies.
You might. Nobody's going to put you out.
They deal with medical emergencies. They show up where they're not needed a lot of times. I'm sorry.
They have good mustaches.
They don't need to be at every reported crime. We don't need the fire truck there. It's a waste of resources.
Dude, my firefighter friend is sporting an excellent mustache right now. Now that I'm thinking about it, I never even drew the line between the two until Josh said something about it. And now I'm like, oh yeah, buddy, he's got a sick mustache.
I think you can automatically grow one when you finish firefighter school.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Graduation.
All day yuckers. Sean is trying to say the Ghostbusters are busier. I'm saying in some cities the firefighters
that is.
In some cities the firefighters don't have that much to do. They don't. There's not a lot of these fires. And thank God, right? Thank God there's not a lot of fires going on in these places. I don't want that to happen. They don't do what the LA firefighters do. There's a whole lot more going on in their world. I'm waiting for the avalanche of emails that will come as a result of this, but so be it. Go for it. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Let us know how you're feeling about all of this.
Rip
many
inbox.
Many of you are speaking out today. Oh, Mr. D. Van says, to Sean, the bulk of firefighters are just glorified cat rescuers. You're not wrong.
Oh, boy.
It's a regional thing, all right? Some firefighters are fighting actual fires, and some firefighters brag about who makes the best chili recipe at the firehouse. There's two. You are not the same.
Can be true.
No, you are not the same. If you're in a Popka and you're a firefighter, it's different than if you're in a place that constantly gets ravaged by.
You just will not stop until every type of first responder hates you.
That's so true.
He's going after EMTs next, so watch out.
I would have dialed 911 and just, nope.
This guy blocked.
I'm sitting there crying in the front yard. My house is burned down as I'm getting looted. No one wants to help. Oh, so you need us now, Sean. All I'm saying is the firefighters in certain areas, your job is pretty cake. It's pretty easy. You get paid a lot. You get a bunch of time off. You just sit there waiting for the next thing where there's not actually a fire. And then there's Los Angeles, where everything lights up and you got acres and acres and acres and acres and acres. And there's no chance that you actually can get all these fires out. Just saying. It's a different breed. What do you think? Let me know. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and send a dispatch right now. When we return, jury duty is on the way, and our friend Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm will be joining us. We'll see what he's got going on, and we'll hear from you. All of that coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031, and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Magic are back in action tonight, taking on Minnesota. Meanwhile, Paulo Banchero, who's been out since the end of October with an oblique injury, could return tonight or tomorrow against the Bucks. College hoops last night. UCF beat Colorado by a point. Keyshawn Hall, 18 points and a block shot at the buzzer to preserve the win. Also last night, Florida State won big over Miami. I'm Matt McCoy.
The fully electric EQS sedan from Mercedes-Benz is innovation on a magnificent scale. Available with the Epic 56-inch touch-sensitive hyperscreen. The vehicle is all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. Learn more at MBUSA.com/EQS.
Navy Federal Credit Union can help you dominate debt with a 0% intro APR on credit card balance transfers for 12 months. And right now, you can get $250 when you spend $2,500 using a Cash Rewards or Cash Rewards Plus card. Visit NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. After the intro rate expires, variable APRs are 15.15% to 18% based on credit worthiness. Rates are subject to change. ATM fees for cash advances are up to $1 at non-Navy Federal ATMs.
Meekum Auctions, the world's
Did you say
largest
something?
collector car auction, returns to Kissimmee, January 7th to the 19th at Osceola Heritage Park. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Meekum experience with 4,500 vehicles up for auction. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. Bring home your dream car. Register to bid and buy spectator tickets now at Meekum.com.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Game on! Coach R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. If you've been fumbling around town in a car you hate, then punt it. I need to kick off my new year. But first, all my 2024 rides must go. So this month you could drive a new Mitsubishi for just $1 down. And that's a touchdown for not much down. You can even save up to $10,000 on a new Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty. So get in the game for just $1 down. At R.C. Hill, we're all about affordability. And my perfect payment program is a playbook of solutions. My finance specialists work hard to help you find a car you love. So if your old ride makes you feel like a loser, then punt it. Because we have over 200 used cars, all with warranty for just $1 down. But hurry, a deal this good won't last long and won't go into overtime. I'm RC Hill, and I'm your car dealer next door. See all my MVP rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com. Need to sell your car today? Visit rchillbuyscars.com. We'll pay you on the spot.
Credit and $1 down. Require bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer ends January 31st, 2025.
Hey, Russ Rollins here for Solar Source. What a great experience I've had with them. A couple of years ago, they heated my pool with solar, and now I've been raving about this ever since. They installed a solar battery backup system, so when everyone else loses their power, there's power outages, my house is still running, which is awesome. And now Solar Source is about to take it to the next level for me. My entire home is going to be run off solar energy, which is going to save me so much money on my electric bill. It can do the same thing for you. If you're tired of high-cost energy bills, trust this company. It's Solar Source. It's a company you can trust. They've installed over 60,000 systems since 1984. It's Solar Source. Go to solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters. You'll love working with them, and make that switch today, because the future is solar powered with Solar Source. Great company, and you'll love working with them. Please tell them Russ Rollins sent you, because friends of Russ Rollins save more money at Solar Source. SolarSource.com/monster.
Allergies are torture, but Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you beat your allergies for good. Exact is clinically proven to give long-term lasting allergy relief in 3 injections. That's right, allergy relief in 3 injections. No matter how long you've suffered, no matter what else you've tried, with 3 injections, you can experience relief from your allergies. Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment today. aspireallergy.com.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the new.
And we are joined by our friend Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Moses, how are you? How are things?
Doing fantastic.
There he is. In 2025, our first Mo DeWitt hang has arrived, gentlemen. And if you have any questions, you can always hit us up at tipsathenewsjunkie.com if you want us to run by something by Moses. I had something already that I put on the list, didn't I? Or I forgot.
I'm checking it now. I know we started a new list, so I might have just put something on the new list and not the Mo list.
That could have been it, too. It's crossing wires between lists, actually.
Get your list straight, Watson.
Here's what we're going to do. Let's officially jump into it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only, this guy, Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. Mo, you and I were talking during the break about was this just a recent change about the drug sniffing dog thing?
Well, it was a case that came out yesterday here in Florida.
Okay. And what are they saying? Because this was kind of a big deal. And when I was growing up, I always remember if you got pulled over and they brought the dog out and the dog indicated by barking, like alerts that there's marijuana present or whatever, then they would be able to search your car.
Right.
Days of that seem to be gone.
Well, what this case says, and we'll see, where the case law goes. Other courts may try to overturn it. It could ultimately go up to the Florida Supreme Court if there's conflicts within the districts. But here in this case, it basically says because the dog can't tell the difference between, illegal marijuana, medical marijuana, or hemp, since they're not trained and they have no way of detecting the difference of those, them alerting for marijuana is no longer a probable cause to search the vehicle.
Really?
So, historically, if they were suspicious of something, which is what happened in this case here, this case was actually a Lyft driver got pulled over. There's a passenger in the back of the vehicle who was acting very suspicious, and so they brought the dog out. The dog alerted, and that's what led to this case here.
All right.
Now, when you say illegal marijuana versus medical marijuana, first of all, that would just be you could have the same marijuana, and it's just whether or not you have the card, right?
Right. That's the point. Is that the dog doesn't know the difference, right? It all smells the same to the dog. So why would the alert be good to search the vehicle?
What if the officer asks the person, "Hey, do you have a medical marijuana card?" and they say no? Then can you bring the dog?
So the other caveat here was the dog can't tell the difference between THC and hemp, which would be legal, or marijuana, which would be illegal. So the alert
I didn't know they couldn't tell the difference between that. You would think drug dogs wouldn't be so prevalent, or maybe they're more prevalent for harder drugs. I didn't know you couldn't tell the difference between hemp and THC.
That's what this case says. I mean, that must have been the testimony at the hearing in the underlying case, from the dog's handler. And so the appellate court here basically said since they can't tell the difference, the alert is no longer probable cause to search the vehicle.
What about if an officer pulls you over and the officer goes, "I can smell marijuana in your vehicle"? The officer, if the dog can't smell the difference, the officer definitely can't smell the difference.
Well, I think ultimately that's probably where this is going to go, assuming this, case law is upheld and, other courts follow the same logic. Then you would assume that, historically, if an officer says, I smell marijuana, that gave them probable cause to search the vehicle. You'd assume there's probably going to be some case law eventually, assuming they follow this logic, that's going to overturn that portion as well.
That would be interesting if it went even further like that.
A lot of assumptions being made.
Over on Twitch, Beha says, at the News Junkie, ask Mo what happens if I throw rocks at a drone that keeps coming in my yard and filming my kid.
Well, I'd refer to my drone expert, Mr. Christopher Lane.
He doesn't know anything about drones.
He's a drone pilot, sir. You respect him.
That's
he
right.
said the other day that we got into an argument about whether you own the air over your backyard again, and I don't even know if we landed on anything good there.
I think what we landed on was because there was somebody challenged me on it, and they said you own 500 feet above your house. I think what he meant was in a real estate sense, you can build that high without having to have some sort of approval from the FAA.
That's pretty tall.
But it is pretty tall. But if you haven't built that high, I can fly above your house, and you can't tell me I can't.
What if I live next to Sea Lane, Moses? All right?
Well, that's your first mistake.
I buy the house right next to Sea Lane.
The house across the street from you is for sale. Maybe
That's
he can buy that one.
He can move over there. I'll do it either way. Well, it'll be harder if he's across the street. If he's right next to me, if I start building something that goes out over the top of his yard, think like a diving board, right? And it goes from my property and it just keeps going over Sea Lane's yard, and it dangles just like an inch off of the ground in his backyard. But this huge diving board never touches anything. Sea Lane's saying, I can't do anything about that.
Well, yeah, that would still typically infringe on your property rights because it would be within the area that you can build. And you do have certain air rights over your property. Obviously, it's going to be limited as well by local building codes and all that kind of stuff as far as how high you can build and things like that. And then, of course, with the FAA regulations, which I think is why some of the Disney buildings are just slightly under the FAA regulations, so that they didn't have to put lights and things on them as well.
Correct.
So there's all sorts of different
Universal
regulations.
Islands of Adventure's lighthouse, I believe, is like a foot under the requirement for an actual light.
And the what's the hotel drop ride thing? Tower of Terror. The Tower of Terror is like a foot or two under what it's supposed to be when you would have to have the damn light on top, but they thought that would be ugly. So can I or can't I? Am I allowed to or am I not allowed to fly a drone over Sea Lane's backyard? Or in this case, Beha, can she do anything to this drone that's flying over her backyard?
Well, obviously airplanes are able to fly over your property, and that was litigated, when airplanes became more prevalent. I'd have to look at what the current regulations are regarding drones. I mean, typically you do own the air rights up to a certain level above your property, but you also have the issue with drones that have cameras on them, and you do have a right to privacy within your backyard. And there have been some cases where people have cameras in the neighboring yards that are up on poles high up, shooting into their neighbors' yards, and they have issued injunctions saying, no, you're not allowed to do that.
Good. I don't like that.
I think that there's been some other situations than that very thing you were describing where they've said, hey, this person's not recording audio, so your privacy is not necessarily being breached.
That's messed up, man.
And because there was one, YouTube guy who's just like really old, like somebody taught this crotchety old man how to make his own YouTube channel, and like these are all the lights that I shine at my neighbors. And it's just what
a chill guy.
It is a trip to watch, but yeah, you cannot. To answer Beha's question, you can't throw rocks at a drone. That's a federal offense. You cannot retaliate yourself. However, if somebody is continuously filming your kid as you allege, then you could probably go to the cops and file some sort of harassment charge or press charges,
injunction,
something like that to try and get them to stop. Because that is the thing. Most people with drones don't care about what's in your backyard. They want bigger pictures.
Of course, but this is a more of
I'm not saying there are no creepers with drones. I'm just saying for the most part.
I take issue with this on a different basis. If somebody goes, I'm allowed to fly over your backyard, and I take that to sort of an extreme. Let's say somebody had a helicopter and they go over Josh Fowler's house and over his backyard.
Don't do
You're
it.
trying to cook on your Blackstone on your back porch, Josh.
As I do.
And this person is just hovering about 25 feet over your backyard in their helicopter, and they do that until it goes to run out of gas, and then they fill up, and they do it over and over and over again. Obviously, even though that's not touch, it's like the person going, "I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you." Obviously, morally, I feel like that should be illegal, right? I feel like you shouldn't be able to do that kind of thing. Therein lies the problem. But we shall see.
This is a free country.
It is barely for now.
And I have a lot of freedom in that FAA license.
Are you defensive of the other drone guys, or do you feel like you need to
depends
come
on
to
what
the
they're
defense?
doing.
Some of them are weirdos.
So the drone communities on Reddit are an S show because it's like somebody posts like, "Hey, check out this great video I got of the city I live in," and then it's like "Oh, great video! You should do this. Do some color correction. It would look really good if you did this." Are you Part 107? You shouldn't. You're flying over people. You're operating this. You probably don't even have line of sight. I mean, people just argue about the rules. And it's just it's not fun after
They've
a while.
shut it down a couple of times. They had to take the shutting it down.
r/drones. That guy quit during the New Jersey thing because he was tired of stupid people.
You might remember this moment right here where a Brightline train was cruising down the tracks, and then it plowed into, well, in this case, this is a bicycle, but it plowed into a fire truck.
I remember the fire truck. I was a little scared of that video you were about to show there.
I stopped it right there. I'm talking about the one where it plowed into a fire truck. I wanted just the video. This is the incident that we're talking about.
From last month's crash on the tracks in Delray Beach, a Brightline train slamming into a fire truck, and now several firefighters have been placed on leave.
So the fire truck was across the tracks. Moses, the whole warning system is in place. They go around those things that are down to block you from going on the tracks. And we learned that the driver of the fire truck also had a license suspended in October 2023 after failing to complete a driving school. He drove into a median on Atlantic Avenue in Delray Beach and hit a tree that caused $26,000 in property damage from that incident. So the driver of the fire truck had some driving issues. I feel like if I was just regular old me driving a car and I go around the barriers at a train track and I cause a train accident, have I not committed some crimes there?
Oh, of course.
And so why would not like suspending them, but wouldn't they be held liable in the same way? They don't get any sort of defense from being charged because they're firefighters, I wouldn't hope.
Well, I don't know if more's come out about it, but initially they said they were responding to a call. So, obviously they can use their, emergency lights and things to go through red lights and go around train tracks if it's safe to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So they may have not been necessarily breaking a law there, but obviously they weren't proceeding with caution and didn't look for the train. Because they should have seen that coming.
Right. Yeah. That's why I said at the time, I was like, there's nothing more easy than avoiding for your entire life getting hit by a train. I do not know why people have such problems with this. It's such a simple thing to have to deal with. And what happens is you get people who don't want to wait. They're impatient and they go, I'm allowed to do this, so I'll work my way around it. I think that's what happened here. And those firefighters have been suspended by the chief. Sealand, you were talking just the other day about how your house is at a particular part of the flight path for the airport.
Correct.
Where
both of my houses, the previous house was like
this guy
right underneath it. Well, I moved from one
Two-house guy.
I moved like 2 streets down in the same neighborhood, so I'm still very close to it. But the first house was like I could constantly look at my up windows and just see planes flying over. Plane.
If you're in that flight line, Moses, and something like this happens, this was an F-16 fighter jet fuel tank that fell from the plane and landed in a residential neighborhood. If something like that happens to you, can you go after the plane people? Can you?
I mean, usually, whoever drops the fuel tank or whoever owns the plane is going to be liable.
Should have hit that fuel tank drop button.
Why is there a button for this?
I mean, I know there was an incident at Executive Airport where a door flew off a plane and hit a car. And fortunately, the guy was not in the car when it happened, and he happened to be a pilot, so he was pretty nice about it. But yeah, that hit somebody.
Is
and
that
kills
why you
them.
got the new car?
That's why I got the new door on the airplane.
Is your airplane problem resolved?
We got a couple doors back on it.
Good. Yeah,
because it was not my plane, for the record.
Didn't something happen to your plane?
Oh yeah. They were just pushing it back into its parking spot, and it nicked the wingtip of another plane. So they fixed that.
Man.
Always something.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, you know how that is, Fowler.
Oh,
we're
yeah,
going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll get to you and your response to everything we've talked about so far today. I got an anonymous email that we need to read. I'll get to that immediately when we come back, because I think this sheds some life on some interesting stuff. We shall hit that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The NFC South Division-winning Tampa Bay Bucks host the Washington Commanders in the wild card round of the playoffs. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. this Sunday on Real Radio 104.1 and our free iHeartRadio app, and is presented by Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
There's a couple accidents to keep an eye out for here, where Conroy Road meets I-4 on Tap Vineland Road at Orange Blossom Trail. Eastbound and westbound lanes are being affected due to a serious accident where State Road 46 meets Jungle Avenue. Authorities are doing a good job clearing up that accident. There's still bumper-to-bumper traffic. Multiple lanes are still blocked on I-4 westbound at State Road 429. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Shipley Donuts, now open on South Cimarron Boulevard.
Real Radio and Tuffy's Music Box proudly bring you Clash of the Titans. January Justice, a rematch. MWO champion Amber Nova taking on IWN champion Hollywood Haley J. Both champions are putting their titles on the line in an epic battle for domination. Saturday, January 18th at Tuffy's in Sanford. Ringside seats are limited and will sell out. Secure your spot now and witness every slam, suplex, and smackdown up close. After the match, join us for the Monster After Party featuring DJ Angel of Boom, comedy from Ryan Holmes, and performances by Savannah, Angelique the Dancing Queen, and Daisy Del Toro. VIP upgrades available now at RealRadioMonsters.com. January Justice, the rematch, and Monster After Party are sponsored by Mills Air. Get your tickets today.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on SingleCare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to SingleCare.com or download the free app today.
Celebrate creativity in the classroom with Crayola Creativity Week, starting January 27th. Join celebrities like Matthew McConaughey for hands-on activities, read-alouds, and giveaways. Register for free today at Crayola.com/creativityweek.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. We offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores as low as 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Football's heating up. The NBA is back. And on Hard Rock Bet, you can bet every sport. Even combine all your sports into one bet. One Florida bettor put $50 on a combo parlay and won more than $100,000. And they tacked on another $10,000 to that win with a daily profit boost. Promos every day for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Win your first bet or get up to $100 back in bonus bets. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. 'Tis the season for resolutions. And what better resolution than making sure your health is great long term by being proactive and not reactive with the free heart scan from Life Imaging FLA. And if one of your resolutions is to be able to stick around so you can see and make more resolutions in 2026, get over to Life Imaging FLA and get all the information you need for your primary care doctor and you to build a long-term health plan. Do that with Life Imaging FLA. And remember, there are no dyes. You don't take your clothes off. This entire process only takes a few minutes. So do exactly what I did, my wife did, our in-laws did, hundreds of Central Floridians. Get with Life Imaging FLA and get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Early detection saves lives. And it's easy to make your appointment. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's it. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. Make that call today, guys. Let's take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Ooh, should we get an app?
Appetizer? Nah, not for me. Trying to save some money, you know?
You know what you need? The Upside app. Gives you cash back on essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. You could earn up to $10 on every restaurant meal.
Upside? What's the catch?
No catch. Just download the free app, claim an offer, and get real cash back at places like Popeyes, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut.
Okay, now that's the app I'm getting.
Download the Upside app and get a 10% bonus on your first restaurant purchase. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Right now, Wawa Rewards members can enjoy any size hot coffee for $1, any size iced coffee for $2, and a 16-ounce Monster Energy for just $3. Choose one, two, or all three. Simply open the Wawa app and redeem your bonus offer. Not a member? Download the Wawa app to join Wawa Rewards and start saving today. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Stream on your free iHeartRadio app today.
Tackling sensitive subjects with unparalleled irreverence.
Try to remind you all the time, but just in case you're new to the show, you can learn more over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. That's the News Junkie with an IE on the end.com. And you can even subscribe to the podcast for free over there on the website. Anonymous emails tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And this says, good morning, News Junkie. I personally care about what's happening in California right now. Well, that's about a first, because we've had so many people today that I said, do you care about the wildfires in California? People say, yawn, I don't care. I don't care about these celebrities, even though it's not all celebrities. I don't care about these rich people losing their multi-million-dollar houses. Boo-hoo-hoo. It was really a big reaction to that. He says, or Anonymous says, we need to remember that there is more than this wildfire in the state right now. There are many areas being impacted. I lived in Flagler County in 1998. If you're not familiar, that is the year that Florida was on fire. The entire county was evacuated at one point, and the officials just wanted to let it burn into the ocean. It damn near did before they got a hold of it. It was becoming too dangerous to fight, this person says. Many fires started that summer. Most were from lightning strikes. And that was weird, too, because most of the storm that formed, it never even rained. It just produced lightning. Anyways, the particular fire that evacuated the county was started by somebody I knew, and they later said it was because, quote, they wanted to see what would happen.
Wow.
Yikes. I went to school with so many people who lost their houses, including a girl whose mom had passed 4 months before her family's house burned down, and they lost everything. Thanks for printing this email and reading it on the air. And thanks for selecting me for Fritz on the Street next week.
Nice.
Not going to do it anonymous, but thank you for the
Wait,
email.
how do you want to be anonymous but also be selected for Fritz on the Street? We're just going to play for anonymous?
Yeah, they just gave me their username here, but I won't say that out loud. Mo, one thing that's popped up in the wake of this, and I guess it's relatable to pretty much anybody who's a homeowner, is California politicians screwed their citizens over in so many ways. But one way was they decided to go after the insurance companies. The insurance companies said these homes are in a high-risk area for wildfires and for burning down. So we're going to have more expensive premiums since the replacement costs on these houses would be quite expensive. And the very brilliant politicians in California said, we're going to write a law that says you can't increase your premiums on these houses. And the company responded by saying, okay, then we're going to drop policies for all of these people.
Right.
Now that the policies are dropped for a lot of these people, they see their house burned to the ground, just as the insurance company was hoping would happen. Is that person who was kind of done in by their political leaders, are they just screwed? Because if you don't have the homeowner's insurance, don't have fire insurance, you got nothing you can do to build your house back.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do unless you were able to find some sort of insurance somewhere to cover you. But if you're going without insurance, and a lot of times if you have a mortgage, you have to have insurance.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot you can really do.
Yeah, it's brutal that you have to face that kind of crap. It's crazy to me. And I see so many people who are responding to this who don't understand how insurance works or businesses work, I think. And they'll
life works.
Or life in general works. They'll say, how
That's
could
not
these
a prerequisite to having a loud mouth on the internet, Moses. Knowing how life works is not a prerequisite.
How could these companies drop these people? How would they drop their homeowners insurance right before a fire broke out? Well, they did it because of the politicians that tried to make it so, hey, we want to have affordable home insurance even for people who are deemed high risk. This is like saying, there shouldn't be a difference in the amount somebody very far inland pays for their homeowners insurance as compared to somebody with a multi-million-dollar house right on the beach.
Yeah, I mean, we have the same issue here in Florida with hurricanes and everything else, and coastal properties that tend to flood, and what we've seen year after year here.
Well, one thing that really bothers me, one thing that gets me after these fires break out or anything terrible breaks out, is the people who are willing to loot. That will go out there, they'll go in a burned down house and they'll steal stuff for the people who had everything taken away from them.
Or they'll wade through waist deep water after Hurricane Katrina.
Right. And break into a house where people may have died or drowned and steal their stuff. But legitimately, this is happening. This is from Fox. They were at a press conference here for Los Angeles County, and people are looting. They're looting after the fires. Here they are.
A lot of them are taking place from people who did not choose to evacuate, putting their own lives at risk. So please, if you're asked to evacuate, because it's not only your life you're putting in danger. We continue to conduct roving patrols, manning hard road closures, providing security in evacuation areas to prevent anyone who may be tempted to engage in criminal behavior like looting. It was mentioned earlier before by the supervisor, and I'm going to make this crystal clear to everybody out there.
All right.
Over last night and this morning, we are up to 20 individuals who chose to go into our areas and deprive these poor people who have been through so much of their property. Absolutely unacceptable. And I'm going to give direction to our department members. As you know, when we have an evacuation order by law, if you remain in that area, you are guilty of a misdemeanor. If you commit certain crimes, it could jump up to a felony.
Good.
I'm going to be asking our employees to start enforcing that. That is very different than a curfew. Why? Because it's 24/7.
So he said there's 20 people who have been arrested for trying to go into these homes that already were ravaged and destroyed by the fires. Crazy to me that there's people who will stoop so low as to do that. But it seems to be the case no matter how terrible things get. All right, let's work in a couple of dispatches here. Let's go over to B.A. Lewis, who says they disagree about firefighters. Okay, here we go. Hello? Uh-oh.
I've got to disagree with you regarding the whole firefighters not seeing much action like the Cal Fire firefighters are, and I'm not discrediting them. They do an amazing...
I'm sorry, your dispatch is breaking up too much. Listen back to them. And if it just records that way every time, just try doing it as an attachment.
You would silence the dissenter.
I wasn't trying to. I just can't listen to that. It's not great. Here's Fire with a dispatch.
Sean.
The star of today's show.
You say firefighters don't fight that type of fire. Look what happened in New York State and New Jersey with those big fires, where 90% of those guys were volunteer firefighters. They don't get paid, put their lives on the line. Think about that.
It doesn't change my mind at all. I said what I said. I said that most firefighters have an incredibly cush job when compared to the firefighters in Los Angeles, because what they have to go through when these kind of fires break out is insane. They're sleeping on streets that are on fire just so they can get a couple hours of sleep in here and there. They're going from place to place to place, an impossible task of trying to put all these fires out. It's just not the same. It's a total different experience being a firefighter there versus in some town where you don't have to deal with this kind of crap. One more person. Here is Barry with a dispatch.
Hola, Tres Amigos. What's up, gentlemen?
Hello.
Hey, just real quick, Sean, I'm with you. Unless you're a California firefighter, the rest of them suck, man. They just...
Oh, my God. Wait, I wasn't saying firefighters suck.
No, Sean, he's exactly with you. Yep, that's it. That's exactly what you said.
No,
and he agrees.
I'm not saying all firefighters, except for L.A. firefighters, suck. I'm just saying they have a whole different job. It's a completely different job. It's like being a cop in Vermont versus being a cop in New York City. Those are two different jobs. They both have the title of cop, but one is very different.
Sean, I just wanted to say I agree with you. Mexicans are lazy. I heard you say that earlier. I just want to say 100% agree. Glad to have you on the radio. You're a patriot.
Some of my best friends are Mexicans. I did not say that. I absolutely, positively did not say that. I can't play any more of these dispatches. You guys, I'm not saying the firefighters suck. I would never say that. Firefighters are great. You're great, right? I like you. You know, put fires out, all that stuff. I'm just saying the movie version of firefighter is very different than the one who is in, like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Somebody in like a big city. For the most part, you're not running into places that are actually on fire most of the time. But in California, these people are doing it day in and day out whenever these fires break out. I'm never going to win this one. I don't know what I'm doing. Ted on YouTube says, keep digging, Sean. I felt like I made a pretty simple point. Right? I said, like, sometimes...
You like to dress up like a firefighter?
I do not, and I won't be allowed to anymore now. I've ruined all of this, Moses. It's like I burned down so many bridges.
And other things.
No, I'm not burning down anything in real life. I am.
That's why you hate firefighters.
I wouldn't dare now, because obviously that would be even worse for me. I'm going to walk it back. Firefighters are the best. You're all the most heroic people that you ever could see, and you put out fires every day, just like the LA guys.
Sean, question for Moses. Moses, what do you have to say about Sean's comment earlier that all lawyers are dicks?
I did not.
I kind of agree with that, actually.
Speaking of that, lawyers do get a bad rap on that front. You know?
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
Yeah. You don't think so? Yeah. I think it's very. What was the worst?
Like, we get an accurate representation.
I'm fine with it. What was the worst time for attorneys, like ambulance chasing kind of stuff that got him such a bad rate?
I mean, I'm sure there. I probably can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's been, instances like the Jay-Z lawsuit right now that's going on. That doesn't look great.
I mean, more like in the 80s and the 70s.
Well, I mean, there was very much a stigma against advertising, back in, what was it, the early 80s before lawyers were allowed to advertise.
Really?
And then there was a case that came out that legally allowed them to advertise. But the lawyers who went on television, John Morgan including, a lot of people said, this better work, because if not, you're not going to be able to get a job anywhere else.
My dad used to call them ambulance chasers, and that was a pejorative. And then Moses says, screw you, I'll name my hot sauce Wambulance chaser. And that was a fantastic move.
You have to embrace it, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's changed a little bit. I think people have a different view of lawyers in general now.
Just you, because you love me.
Yeah, a little bit.
Say it.
It goes downhill year by year, Moses. The more you come in here and needle me, the more I'm like, I remember I have flashbacks.
You watch who you're talking to. You're sitting in the Moses DeWitt studio right now. All right?
Damn straight.
There's some Moses DeWitt merch around here somewhere, I think, right?
Oh, there's a lovely picture of me over there.
I got a Moses
That's your
DeWitt.
birthday one year.
That's right. I still love that. See, that stayed on the damn shelf. That's impressive. Let's do one more dispatch real quick. Here is 2 tickets to Pound Town with the dispatch.
Sean, I got to say, I completely 100% agree with you. Police that aren't NYPD officers absolutely suck.
That's not what I
if
said.
they're Mexican, like you said, you don't like Mexicans. If you're not a Mexican police officer, you suck even more. I completely agree with you, buddy. You finally hit one right on the head.
You know what? Forget it. I'm done with this. You people, you can't even. Quick break. We'll be back in a moment.
Maybe.
I think I might shut the dispatches down because that truly is backfiring here on me. And we'll have to see where things go next. But that's kind of part of the joy of the show, isn't it? We don't know what's going to happen next. Neither do you. We'll see what goes down. Something is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Multiple lanes are blocked due to an accident where Colonial Drive meets John Young Parkway heading eastbound. Authorities are clearing up an earlier accident where Conroy Road meets I-4. A serious accident affecting eastbound and westbound lanes on State Road 46 where it meets Jungle Avenue. Authorities are doing a great job clearing up an accident. Multiple lanes are blocked still on I-4 westbound at State Road 429. Bumper-to-bumper traffic there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com. At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're treating the untreatable. Using a patient's unique genetic makeup, our researchers are developing personalized cancer vaccines that help stimulate the immune system to better fight the disease and prevent it from recurring. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
It's always a good time for donuts, so indulge in Shipley Donuts. Fresh-made donuts in delicious flavors from classic glaze to the Oreo cookie top treats, crafted with quality ingredients. Catering and online ordering is available. Visit Shipley Donuts, now open in Orlando on South Cimarron Boulevard.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance
Hey
company.
everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Here we are right in the face of yet another year. 2025 is here in front of us. And over the last few years, I've heard a number of unbelievable testimonials from people who use Life Imaging FLA, saving their lives. Guys, let's start off 2025 the right way, making sure that your long-term health is in play. And with Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan, they can do that for you. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And remember, this entire process only takes a few seconds. There are no dyes or injections. You don't have to take your clothes off, but the information you get can change your life and even save your life. And be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Make that appointment today. It's easy. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say that keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. Whatever you do, don't wait. Start off 2025 with the most information you can get about your long-term health care. And do that with Life Imaging FLA. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
So this new dose is, nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110 level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
I love it. Join the millions already on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
It's so easy to use.
The live radio dial, presets, scan, plus lyrics, podcasts, and your favorite artists' radio.
Just type it in, and there it is.
Now it's even easier to discover what you love.
I love my presets. Adding presets is so much fun.
This looks really nice.
Just in time for the new year, the new and improved iHeartRadio app. It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand.
Very cool update. 5 stars, guys.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
No one's really sure what all C-Lane's buttons actually do. This is the news.
He's watching something. And what are you watching over there? He's watching CES videos. He's watching all the products that are dropping too.
Is he going to nerd out with us?
I think so. And Mo goes, have you seen this ultra long range Wi-Fi? And I go, no, I didn't see them talk about that. Some company, we were just watching the video for here in the studio, launches this product at CES. This is the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. And it's Wi-Fi that goes miles and miles and miles.
Interesting. I wonder what that does to internet service providers.
It almost makes it so you can have Wi-Fi for your whole neighborhood. I would think, right? Like you could have this Wi-Fi. They said if you had a camera on a big property like 15 kilometers away, you could have it connect to this ultra long range Wi-Fi and have that sending back live video across the distance.
From what you gathered, Moses, is it setting up a Wi-Fi mesh that's anywhere like a radius, or does it have to be like a point-to-point kind of deal?
So the way they described it was, like Wi-Fi, you have like 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. It's a frequency just like that, but it goes up to 10 miles, and so you just need one router.
Yeah. 50 gigahertz. Can't wait to hear my crazy Facebook friends tell me how much cancer I'm going to get from it. Sign me up.
True. Yeah, the other thing that they have launched, there's a company called Tractive that has been at CES for the last several years, and they keep making this wearable for dogs smarter and smarter and smarter. And you know how you have your rings on your iPhone, standing up and walking and all that stuff? They've built that for dogs, and you have to make sure your dog gets its rings for the day.
Hell no.
And
I don't even get my exercise rings. I'm going to get my dog's exercise rings.
Your dog has like an activity monitor saying, here's how much I did today. My sleep was good. My activity was good. They give you a little alerts. And you know why they do this? Because they know people will spend so much money on their pets.
Oh, yeah.
People will just flood the channel with cash for their animals.
They could probably add a certain amount of percent to the price of this thing because it's for an animal and not a human.
Right. If it was for a human, it's half the cost.
You could take an exact Apple Watch, or what's the other really popular one before Apple Watch came out? The black band that people were getting their steps in.
Fitbit?
The Fitbit. You could take exactly the same components in a Fitbit and just say Fitbit for dogs. Rough Bit, whatever.
Right.
It's the same exact device.
Great name.
Same exact device, and they just, it's not a Fitbit, it's a Rough Bit. You put it on the collar, and it's a 15% at least markup.
Yeah, I agree. People who just spend dumb money on animals like that. And I would line up right behind them if I could. Why not? The mayor of Los Angeles, who recently made her way back from Africa where she was when the fires broke out, has been doing some interviews. We started the show with her where she said, if you need help learning how to evacuate, you can visit URL. Mm-hmm. And obviously just reading the script like Ron Burgundy.
Have you also seen the old tweet people dug up from her?
No, what'd she say?
Where she criticized Ted Cruz for leaving Texas in 2021.
Was she already gone when the fires broke out?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, because
she had to be, right. You don't flee to Africa.
No, I would think that it takes a while just to get to Africa to begin with. So I would think maybe she was over there, and then it just so happened worst case scenario.
It's not a great timing. It did not line up for her. In February of 2021, Karen Bass or Bass, I don't know if we figured that out, but I'm guessing Bass, tweeted, Ted Cruz fleeing Texas in the middle of a deadly crisis is part of a larger pattern of the GOP abandoning folks in crisis. We need to build a movement to kick them all out.
Her biggest problem right now is I think she needs some sleep. I think that the flight back from Africa has been really wearing on her.
Because she didn't sleep on that flight. She was probably on the phone with people, or you can't be on the phone if you're on a public flight, but texting with people at least. Trying to get information.
She hopped a military plane to get back here because everybody was roasting her ass. But I guess she did this interview that didn't go well. Let's listen to it.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor?
She's not saying anything.
Have you nothing to say today?
Okay, this is awkward because it's not as if she's walking by or anything. This is in the middle of an interview. She just went completely silent as this guy's throwing these questions at her.
Citizens an apology.
It's like what I look like when my wife starts listing stuff.
When your wife has been waiting for 3 months and she just unloads, and you go, oh boy, I can't really fight back against some of these claims.
For being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor?
Nothing?
Have you nothing to say today?
Is she standing on the jet bridge?
Yes.
Absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today. Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering...
This guy's got a lot.
Why is she not just walking away?
He's escalating. She's just standing there.
Maybe she took an Ambien for the flight and it's still wearing off.
She's like...
Either that or he has confronted her in the customs line and she can't go anywhere because she hasn't got her passport stamped yet.
This guy's one question away from being like, Dave Buttman on Twitter says, you're the biggest loser to ever have been mayor of any city ever. He's just peppering this lady with all kinds of stuff, and she's
There's no way he thought he would get to the end of whatever list he's reading off of.
He's still going. Does he have more? Still not saying it.
Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster?
This is so weird. She's just staring at him.
No apology for them?
Is she in a corner? She
Yeah.
might be trapped.
You should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home.
They finally noticed that she's there. She told her to walk around. All right, so she finally gets out of there. God, that was awkward, man. Jesus. She was waiting to get out of this area, and the reporter just kept going and going and going.
Welcome home, Mayor Bass.
Yeah, congratulations. I don't think people are digging her too much at the moment. It doesn't seem like she's really hitting the nail on the head, which is a shame, because if you're a politician, when there's something like this where people are lying on you, any kind of emergency, you can gain 10, 15 points in the polls. You can gain from people who hate you and are your political opposites. If you go, I'm on the ground, I'm going to roll up my sleeves. I want to make sure everybody has all the resources they need. I want to fight for the people. People love that stuff. Oh, do they love it? But if you're not performing, then this is the time when your ratings will absolutely plummet on the very same for the very same issue. Okay, we're going to see what you think. We're going to get into your final dispatches here in just a moment. We'll do the stories that didn't make the cut. I don't know why I made them a little spooky there for a second, but we'll do the stories that didn't make the cut. And we'll do Today I Learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Thursday forecast here across Central Florida. And the rest of the day will feature plenty of sunshine, but temperatures will still be on the cool side. We'll be expecting a high today in Orlando of just 55 degrees. But for tomorrow, our Friday will certainly be feeling like a Friday forecast. Temperatures will be back into the upper 60s and low 70s, along with more sunshine on the way before a cold front arrives, bringing with it some scattered showers for our Saturday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Batteries Plus. At Batteries Plus, you'll find trusted, dependable, fully charged batteries for your car or truck. Plus, free battery testing and expert installation, too. Life's waiting, and you have places to be. Power on with Batteries Plus. Over 700 locations nationwide.
Celebrate creativity in the classroom with Crayola Creativity Week. Starting January 27th, join celebrities like Matthew McConaughey for hands-on activities, read-alouds, and giveaways. Register for free today at Crayola.com/creativityweek.
We've all made questionable decisions in life, like that time that you frosted the tips of your hair. But hiring an attorney shouldn't be. I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and we offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all injury cases. If you are not completely satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com.
Yo, it's Angel from the Monsters. You want a big green egg? For the lowest prices anywhere, you got to go to my friends, Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up your big green egg so that you are cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to wassiesmeatmarket.com for your big green egg today.
This is Ashley Ikenetti from the Ben and Ashley I Almost Famous podcast. Did you know that Future Health can help make weight loss resolutions come true? When it's about biology and not willpower, it's not your fault that dieting just doesn't work. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes and for less than $3 a day. 8 out of 10 users say that using Future Health programs is more effective than anything they have ever tried. I have a family member who has tried for years to lose weight, and no matter how much she cuts out the snacking and the bad foods and how much she moves, it just doesn't happen for her. Well, with Future Health, they give millions of people affordable access to weight loss meds for less than $3 a day. Just take their quick 3-minute survey, and from there, if approved by a clinician, clinician, you'll get prescribed and get meds delivered to your door within 24 hours. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes at tryfh.com. That's tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
Start the new year off right by upgrading your old windows and doors with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. One reason is longevity. Unlike traditional vinyl, Fibrex doesn't warp, crack, or degrade over time, meaning your windows and doors will last longer without the need for frequent replacements. And they're customizable. Choose from a variety of styles and finishes to match your home's aesthetic, with each product custom built to fit your home's exact specifications. Here's what Tiana had to say about her experience with Renewal by Andersen. I am beyond impressed with the work done by Renewal by Andersen. The quality of their products and the expertise of their team truly exceeded our expectations. I highly recommend Renewal by Andersen to anyone looking for high-quality doors and windows. Thank you for transforming our home. For January, Renewal by Andersen is offering save 20% on your entire project, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
If you're watching football this season, you know anything can happen. And on Hard Rock Bet, we mean anything. One fan in South Florida turned a $1 touchdown parlay into a $40,000 payday. Hard Rock Bet has parlays for days. With flex parlays, now you can even miss a few picks and still get paid. Parlays for every kind of play. Only on Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. When your first bet or get up to $100 back in bonus bets. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey, welcome to Total Wireless. How can I help you?
Oh, my phone is panicking. It thinks I'm trading it in.
No worries. At Total Wireless, you get one line for $20 per month when you bring your phone.
Really? Only $20 a month for one line? And I get to keep my phone? Wow.
Yep, that's 50% off the base 5G unlimited plan.
Visit your nearest Total Wireless store today. Restrictions apply. Compatible device required. Available exclusively online and in Total Wireless retail stores.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but your finances too. Your personal info is in so many places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. If your identity's stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back, and resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Right now, Wawa Rewards members can get a bonus offer for $1 any size hot coffee, $2 iced coffee, and $3 Monster Energy 16-ounce. Not a rewards member? Now's the time to join.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Thursday. And a big thank you to Josh for hanging out with us today.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you as always.
Thanks to Moses for letting Josh hang out with us today.
Yeah, wherever he went.
You don't have to say that. He's not in the room.
Yeah, he's abandoned me here in the studio. He's like, can I use your office? I'll be back. And then he wandered out. So he may come back in before the show's over. He may not. Who the hell knows? I only know that we're here to wrap things up today, and that's what time it is. So do join us. If you have any last-minute dispatches, send those our way. I was telling you guys, I'm about to snap and be the guy that shows up to, like, local council meetings and stuff.
Oh, yeah, we went this whole time without figuring out why Shantopia is burning down.
Shantopia is burning to the ground. There's something now that I discovered. There's a couple of neighbors that have these signs in their yard, and it's like, stop the shelter. Stop the shelter or something. And I go, what's going on here? What the hell's happening? And I look into it, and there's not that far from where I live, they're trying to build this massive hobo shelter. And the neighborhood is kind of going, wait, hold on, what's happening? This place is set up to be almost like a daycare for hobos, where they can go in there and check in. They don't even have to check like their license or anything. They don't check or confirm their ID at all. And then what do they do when they're in these shelters? One thing people don't realize is if you have a homeless shelter, a lot of times the people go there, they get whatever they need. They even like store their stuff there. And then for the day, they just go wandering around all the neighborhoods around it. And so all the neighborhoods around this proposed place, all the neighborhoods around this proposed place are like, hell no, we don't want this to happen. And you risk looking like I hate the homeless people, but I've already got that reputation anyway, so I figure why not? Why not just roll the dice?
You used to give me that reputation. You at one point had registered a domain name that was forwarded to my Twitter account that said C-Lane hates homeless people. I don't even remember why. Because I don't.
May or may not be true. I'm not sure. It could be a possibility. But I just know when you see things like this and they're happening in your neighborhood, everybody goes, wait. I'm cool with this everywhere else, but not here. And it's because nobody wants that happening in their neighborhood. They're talking about like a 300-bed facility or something.
I must be looking at the wrong notice because I don't see... Oh, that one does say closer to your neighborhood.
Yeah. It's not right by it, but with the thought is that you're going to have 300 people at this place and that all day long they're just going to wander around all the neighborhoods. And the fact is, when that happens, it's a detriment to every neighborhood that's around one of those places. I know it's so nice to look at from afar where you go, oh, I love the place that shows up and feeds the homeless at the park downtown. It's so sweet that they do that. How can anybody be against that? Well, it's also like putting out a big-ass thing of cat food, and it drives all these homeless people into one location that you don't care about because it's not around you, and then they got to do something with them all the other hours of the day. And it becomes an issue.
Oh, yeah, this one is much closer to you. No.
Yeah. I'm not a fan.
And there's more neighborhood where you are than the neighborhoods that are closest to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. And I read the whole page in the petition and stuff. I'm not a petition guy. But when I read it, I go, maybe I'll sign the petition. And then I get to the end, and they want me to fill out all my personal info. And then they go, tell us about a run-in you've had, a negative run-in with a homeless person. And I'm like, I shouldn't have to have a negative run-in with a homeless person just to tell you I don't want a facility near me that doesn't check IDs on any of these people. So we can't confirm with a school nearby that we don't have a bunch of sexual predators wandering through the neighborhood. Because if you look up on any neighborhood out there, you'll find that a lot of the sexual predators in your area are actually people with no actual dwellings. They don't have an address tied to their name. And I want to make sure those people aren't wandering around the school. I want to make sure they're not wandering around my neighborhood. So now I'm in a position where if they have an event, I would go. I think I would go to this because I want to stop them from building the John Hobo facility.
If I draw a straight line from your house to this homeless shelter, it is exactly the number of feet is.
What are you doing, man? They know enough already, these people. Don't tell them where I'm at here right now.
Wait, I thought you'd freak out sooner. I thought you were going to cut me off before I almost started saying numbers.
First, I was listening, and I was curious, and I said, well, how many hobo steps are these folks away from me right now? I need to know about it. Now, I'm glad your microphone was on when you said that.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure?
I'm not, actually. I have no idea. I was just guessing. I look at this and go, no thanks. If they wanted to build a smaller facility near me, like maybe a 25 or 50 bed facility, that's fine. But from what I can gather, our mayor made some kind of deal for this because it was part of the money to build all the damn stadiums that they seem to endlessly want. And our mayor, who, even though he gets no grief in this city because everybody just gives him a pass, even though he's one of the worst mayors in the country, absolute
I disagree.
Garbage mayor. I know you do. He's terrible.
No, I disagree. He's getting... I've never seen more grief aimed at him.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I hear
100%.
I hear people complaining constantly about all the things that are Buddy Dyer's fault, but I never really hear them pointing the blame at him personally.
Oh, no. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, mostly because of the sea change. He used to be our buddy, the people's mayor. Everybody loved. For the longest time, you were correct. You would have been correct. Yeah. Everybody loved that guy. And then since the whole shift in downtown post-COVID, and even some of the stuff that happened during COVID, and the direction that things have gone in, I've seen people write it on the signs outside of bars. I've seen it all over Facebook. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's interesting to see, because I think for a while that dude just skated, and all of the things that you can measure Buddy Dyer on, I think just objectively he's sucked at them. The downtown is a colossal disaster.
If he would have done, what is a mayoral term, 4 years?
Yeah, I think so.
If he would have done one less term, maybe 2,
he would have been fine.
He would have gone out on top.
Yeah, people would have liked him. But he was involved in all kinds of stuff that I don't think is super popular, specifically the downtown degradation, which seems to have been his intended goal. And the guy, one time I had him on the show so he could set things straight, because he said perhaps the bars that closed during the pandemic will never open. And it seemed like that's what he wanted. Well, now we know it looks like that's what he wanted. And you shut down the bars. What success did you get out of that?
Do you remember what we found out after we got off the phone with him?
It was his birthday, the day we were yelling at him. He yelled at him. We never said happy birthday. Now I see more and more failures attached to this guy and his decisions in the city from where we broadcast, Orlando. And this just kind of takes it to the next level for me. I would think that some political leaders would say, hey, if we're going to have a facility for homeless people, we got to put it in a neighborhood where it makes the most sense, number one. We have to make sure this is a measured response to the problem that we see with homelessness downtown. We have to make sure there are an amount of beds that are appropriate but not sky high, because if you have too many beds, it actually would encourage other cities to go, you know where there's a beautiful place for you to stay?
Brand new, 300 beds.
Yeah, brand new place. Go to this facility. That's where they want you to go in Orlando. And all the other cities start busing their homeless people here. And then they all end up in this same neighborhood just wandering around like zombies. And when all goes to hell, everybody looks around and goes, well, how did this happen? Well, it happened because of policies and decisions by people who wanted to get thing A, and it might be, in that case, it could be something like a stadium deal. They want to get that done, so they make a deal to put up a homeless facility, and then everybody else has to deal with their decision after that. And I'm not a big fan of it. I just don't get it. You know, I think people should be smarter. And there's a lot of people who try to operate with empathy when they're just making stupid decisions. So, like, we want to be empathetic to the plight of people who are homeless and need a hand in life. Okay, I'm with you. Let's do that. To do that, we don't have to say you don't have to show your ID at the facility. We don't have to say there's no drug testing at this facility. We don't have to say you could just come in and drop off your possessions and then roam around the facility all day. It's like, when you become homeless, some of these shelters want to treat you like the biggest infant in the world and say, none of the things that you have done are your fault, and none of the situation that you face is your fault. We'll make sure that you can just continue to float along and be like this forever. Why not make it so there are rules and guidelines, and you try to get these people to graduate out of the homelessness that they find themselves in? It's just, I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I think you could draw a direct line to the governor on this issue. And it's the first time ever that I've been encouraged by my feelings enough to go, if there was a hearing, I would show up and I would complain about this. Because otherwise you just end up with just the situation that you don't want. So here we are.
If there was a problem, I'll solve it.
Check out The Hook while the DJ revolves it.
Classic. Still classic. Let's go over here. That's a guy who can get stuff done. Vanilla Ice could probably shut this movement down for me.
We need Rob Van Winkle.
Rob Van Winkle knows what he's doing. All right, let's go.
He might be in town. He shows up to the Surf Expo every once in a while.
He lives in Florida.
Yeah, he does. He got in the news one time because I think his kangaroo escaped or something. There's something like that happened to him. I'm telling you, it's true. Sure. Let's go over to a couple of your dispatches. Here is, let's see. Fish the Verb has a dispatch.
Kind of hard to care too much about California when my family in East Tennessee is still suffering from Hurricane Helene and family in Western North Carolina. So you're right. The media spent 5 seconds on that.
Yeah.
Moving on. and the people are still suffering.
Well, that one doesn't have as good of visuals either. All the visuals out of California are built for television.
That one had some pretty devastating visuals while it was in the cycle.
Which they showed the first day and like maybe the second day, but then they started to just leave and not focus on that story any longer.
Well, yeah.
I guess the LA thing is still going, like there still are fires, right?
There's good reasons for that, and there's bad reasons for that. Like, yes, that should still be in the ether. There should be still people thinking about it. There should be still people talking about it so that people care about it.
Yeah.
But then there were some parts at which it was just like, listen, we don't have the infrastructure to do anything right now, and the news people are just in the way.
Yeah, I think that can happen from time to time, especially when there's as many as there is now.
Like you say, every time that they're like, well, there's a huge disaster area. Why hasn't the president shown up? You're like, because you know what it takes for a president to show up somewhere?
It's a nightmare.
You're going to have to have everything. Anything that's barely happening at all at the moment has to come to a screeching halt for the president to show up there.
You never want two things to meet. You never want evacuation orders and a presidential visit to meet. You can't have you telling people to get out of a place and then gridlocking the streets with a visit from somebody like that. It's just not great. All right, that'll be it for our dispatches today. Let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. Most of them about fires because everybody out there is talking about the Los Angeles fires. We did learn that Biden is considering some preemptive pardons when he leaves office here very shortly. And among the names that are being floated around out there, Fauci, Liz Cheney, perhaps. Will he do this? I don't know. He did the pardon for his son Hunter, which wasn't surprising at all, but what else will be on the pardon list before Biden leaves office? That's where the question mark is. Also, Mo's not here, but there is an event. I think, Josh, you have some details on this rib event that is going on.
Yes, this Saturday, that's January 11th at 1010 Brewing, which is at 1010 Virginia Drive, Orlando, obviously. Be there at 11 a.m. It's a rib cook-off. This is their 8th year doing it.
Ooh.
I'm told it gets very busy, and the ribs are delicious, and you can go around and sample them. And they got cold beer, live music, a raffle. We'll be out there with Mo merch, me and Busdecker having a good time, so come hang out.
Nice. All right. There we go. Now it's time for us to get the hell out of here. Here we go. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Thursday, January 9th, 2025. Today I Learned this gentleman right here.
Jimmy Buffett.
That's right. Jimmy Buffett saved, of all people, Colin Jost's life in 2014, according to Colin Jost of Saturday Night Live fame. In 2014, Jost and his girlfriend, Caramel Lobello, were on vacation in St. Bart's, where the rich folk go, when he met Jimmy Buffett, who told him he was there because he always spends a few days surfing whenever we open a new Margaritaville. When Colin Jost went surfing with Jimmy Buffett and his family, he got pinned against the rocks by his own leash and was bleeding. And as the waves crashed him, he looked over and saving him and pulling him away and cutting him loose with a knife, Jimmy Buffett, of all people. The next day, when he tried to find Jimmy Buffett to thank him for saving his life, he learned he flew himself out of town to play golf for the day, so he couldn't say thank you.
Must have been nice to be Jimmy Buffett.
What a life that guy lived.
Yes.
He lived 11 lives, I think. He really did. Today, I learned there's a degenerative brain disorder called fatal familial insomnia that causes a person to lose the ability to sleep, which eventually can kill you, believe it or not. Fatal familial insomnia is a rare genetic condition that causes sleeping difficulties, memory loss, and involuntary muscle twitching. The condition gets worse over time, and it's life-threatening. There is no cure, but treatment slows the progression of symptoms. Today, I learned this character right here.
When I think of tomorrow, there we are.
Moana. Oh, that's right. Moana's correct. I didn't know if you'd get that. You've never seen Moana.
Adult.
One day, though.
I thought you were playing Taco-flavored kisses again, and I was like, wait a second. She's not really a character.
Moana is called Vinea in France due to a perfume brand that has the same name. And in Oceania, she is called the same name because there's a porn actress named Moana that they didn't want to confuse her with.
Looking at
today
Moana's Viania.
This band,
Blink-182.
Bad Religion. That's right, Bad Religion, indeed. Greg Gaffin, the lead singer of Bad Religion, also has a PhD in both zoology and biology. And he's a biology professor at Cornell University. He's smarter than just some dumb rock star. And he's been in Bad Religion since 1980, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show?